up? Welcome back to another wonderful night with the Ooh Ladies First panel. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Come on in. As you come on in, be sure to like the video. We appreciate you guys so much. Okay, listen, before we go ahead and get into our wonderful show that you guys await so patiently for, we have some church announcements. Okay, first things first. Okay, on Sunday we will be sitting down and having an interview with Kimmy of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So y'all make sure y'all come on over and join us over on JayLee's Corners channel on Sunday. Okay, y'all come on over there with us. Y'all know the premiere, I believe, is this Saturday. So y'all come on over and have a good time with us on Sunday. Okay, and be looking out for reviews from all of us. Okay, now, how everybody doing? How is everyone?
I'm drinking. Almost Friday. I can drink tomorrow.
Okay.
The best day of the week because it's ladies first, y'all. I'm feeling good. I have to announce, y'all, I'm not looking like Virginia tonight. I don't have my glass of wine.
Oh, sober.
I don't. I'm trying to detox from New Orleans.
Ooh, girl, don't say detox now. Because I shouldn't have took it earlier. So I may be a little shook up.
She's gonna be shaking the table.
I had to update the girls. I ended up taking a detox a little earlier today. I don't know why I do that. Usually I sit on a panel and I sip on it, but I did it earlier. So we're gonna get through this though. Just know we're gonna get through it. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and you know what we like to do when we get ready to play our games and stuff. We like to go ahead and get right on into that thing. So y'all know it's game time. Period. Okay.
Since we played MFK.
Yeah. I feel like I may have a decent selection for you guys. I'm not even gonna say too much. Just know that it's a favorite show of two of us, two panel members. It's like our favorite show. So I decided to bring on some of the guys to see who we would, MFK. Let's get into that. Boom. Okay, we have Carlos, Chico Bean, and DC Young Fly of Wild and Out. Okay, I'm going last because this actually is hard. So I'm gonna pass it over to Necey.
I don't really know nothing about Carlos or Chico Bean. For me, I'm a married Chico. I like his face and his weight density and his beard. Goodness. Dawn, I guess I'll smash DC. Carlos can go.
Oh.
I don't know, this is hard because I really do love all three of them, but Chico Bean is my favorite. Chico Bean. I'm gonna have to marry Chico Bean. And it's a weird thing because I feel like DC probably could fuck. I feel like DC give off this I could fuck energy, but I am more attracted to Carlos. So that's tough for me. So in order to not get my feelings too caught up, I would marry Chico Bean, fuck DC Young Fly, and kill Carlos because I couldn't have him hurting my feelings.
Ooh.
I don't know nothing about any of these people. I know they going Wild and Out, and I've heard of them all, but I don't know them at all. So this is based on what I'm seeing. I would marry Carlos because he seemed like he might be funny at the house. I would marry him because I don't know that man. I would bang DC because I'm more familiar with him from IG and when he was on Wild and Out. So I would bang DC. I would kill Chico because I feel like Chico was on IG and he was half bald with half braids, and I don't like that. So he would have to die. During the pandemic, he was growing his hair out, and it was a little bit bald, a little bit braids.
It was during the pandemic. It was when everybody was on lockdown.
Yes, I gotta kill Chico Bean because he was a whole little Sherman Hampton.
I gotta look that up now.
It's hilarious.
Oh, Barry. Yeah, I would definitely marry Chico Bean. I like Chico Bean. I think we'll have a good time. He's funny. He's not bad on the eyes. Yeah, I like Chico Bean. When it comes to DC Young Fly and Carlos, I'll probably have to smash Carlos because DC Young Fly gives me two things. One, he played too much. And two, he's giving me little brother. So I probably would smash Carlos and kill DC Young Fly. For sure.
This picture is doing him justice, though, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, because it's giving a thick neckedness that I'm liking right now.
Yes,
The
yes.
thick necks are good.
He looks nice there because he really is so skinny. So he looks really good in that picture. Okay, I got another set from Wildin' Out. I'm sorry for those that aren't familiar. We got E-Man Conceited.
Who are these children? Are they legal?
Ooh,
You know I'm down there 40.
this is
What?
terrible. This
Are they
is
21?
terrible.
Oh,
It's
Lord.
easy. It's easy as fuck, but it's terrible.
No,
Why is
they're
it
not.
terrible?
It's terrible because Emmanuel Hudson is questionable.
Yes.
I don't really know. Like, and that's no shade. I just feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. Okay,
Questionable?
can I go? Since I
Yeah.
know,
Go ahead.
Yes.
I'm gonna marry Hitman because, like, on camera, like when Hitman has the energy about him that I would want to fuck with that for a minute. Conceited, he's too short, but he also has an energy about himself that makes me feel like I will fuck him before I will fuck Emmanuel Hudson. So there you go. Marry, fuck, kill.
I have to agree 100% because my train of thought first started out going where? With who? Like asking questions. Like, that's why I was like, I don't even think it would work for him. So I had the exact same train of thought, Bondy. I have to agree with you.
I don't know these men.
That could
I
be working
remember
out.
Emmanuel from the questions video, so I thought it was gay. So I would kill him off for it because I don't want a gay husband or fuck a gay man. I would fuck a gay man, because he want dick. I want dick too. So I would kill Emmanuel based on looks. First of all, Hitman looks. Is that how you look? Okay.
I know his feet are big, but on stage he really has like an energy about himself that you have
Is
to
he
see.
tall?
Yes.
So
he
Hitman
don't
is
look
tall.
like it.
And his energy is down here.
Is Conceited
energy is
short
down
or is Conceited tall?
Short.
Okay, so I would marry Hitman, but I would fuck Conceited because I need a tall man. So I couldn't marry Conceited. Yeah, I would marry Hitman because he's tall and Bonnie said
You can be short.
Yeah.
You just can't be shorter than me. And I feel like his
No,
short.
I'm only
I feel like we got
5'2".
the same height.
I'm only 5'2", so I feel like he's short, and I need somebody like 6 feet and over. Like I don't my height.
I've
Yeah,
had like 5'7", and that was acceptable.
I have a personal issue with 5'2" girls claiming dudes over 6 foot because I'm a tall girl myself. I'd be like, just take all the 5'7" and under dudes.
Ooh, good night.
I want 6 feet.
First of all, I'm a take who won't be took. Okay.
I was dating tall guys, so I like tall guys.
I'm short, and I feel like that's a blessing because all of the men that I've dated have been taller than me, even if they were considered short. And that was fine. I'm gonna leave it at that.
See, I would marry Conceited because I like Conceited, and he gives me big nigga energy, like big DIC energy and big nigga energy. So I would definitely.
He does.
I would marry.
But is it because he's short?
No,
Okay.
it's just his swag about himself. How
It's
he carries
probably
himself,
because-
you know what I'm saying?
See, usually when dudes are short like that and they don't have like that syndrome, like they really be confident, it's usually because they know once you find out, you gonna know.
Oh, okay.
And then I would smash Hitman. Hitman gives me the energy that he'll be around here hitting everybody, to be honest. So he couldn't be my husband. And then E-Man, unfortunately, is giving me brother vibes. So I would have to kill him as well.
I'm sorry to all you tall bitches. I'm really sorry, but it ain't gonna go down like that.
But you know what? The tall dudes like to call short girls fun size. So they love them some short girls.
That's why I'm saying I don't know what to
They
tell
tall people. Why we only got that short people?
No, because they in the
It's
comments.
popularity. Y'all
They
don't
in the
understand. It's so weird.
Please leave all the 6 foot and over for us.
Yes.
No.
Yes. I'm here to
No.
speak for stallions. Come on.
Y'all
It's
so
weird when you find somebody that
They
you
say
can be-
conceited is 5'6". Okay, then I might switch that. I might marry conceited and fuck Hitman then, because if he's at least that much taller than me, I ain't gonna lie, I will accept that.
You accept that.
I gotta see his hips move a little bit. I don't know that, man. I can't check because I don't know if I can't change my answer because I don't know him.
I feel
I'ma
like
Google him.
conceited style to me is just so much better than Hitman's style.
I agree.
It's
I agree.
something about it. I'm like, oh, baby boy got it.
But you can tell Hitman is fucking these girls out here. You can tell.
Period.
Yeah.
Oh, he is
Especially
slut.
when he got them new teeth. He really been.
He got new teeth. Honey,
Yeah,
new
new
teeth
teeth.
sluts. Lord Jesus.
Yes. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on to our next round. Okay. The next set of individuals I have for you guys come from a movie. Some of us, it may be our favorite movie. We're hoping that Necey is familiar. Let's get into Juice.
Necey,
y'all
have you
got?
seen
Raheem,
Juice?
Bishop, or Q?
Okay.
Have you seen Juice, Necey?
I'm familiar with bits and pieces.
Oh
I
God,
do not
Okay, I'll
know
take bits and pieces.
the entire movie.
I'm leaving.
I do not.
Y'all
Yeah.
stuff. Really?
I
How
swear,
you ain't seen Juice?
y'all just got to give me one weekend to go through an entire list of movies.
You
that I
had your whole life to watch this movie. I need you to get on top of it. Hey, you ain't watched it. Have you watched The Best Man? Have you seen Boys
Yes,
in the Hood?
I have seen that. I have seen. I've even seen The Wood, but I have not seen Juice.
It's two. You know Tupac is, right?
Yeah, I seen Poetic Justice too. I just haven't seen this.
Oh God, it's a classic movie.
Oh, somebody said top 10. Look. They said Necey came from a good Christian household like me.
I'm not gonna how you ain't seen Juice.
They did not let me watch none of this. I couldn't even watch Scream.
I'm gonna go first.
But you became an adult and you still ain't want to watch the forbidden movies.
I don't have time for these.
Somebody make me a list of movies, and I'll go to work.
Okay, we're gonna be sending some to the chat for you. I got some coming.
Absolutely.
For you.
Yeah.
So I would marry Raheem because I just thought that man was just so gorgeous as I watched this. Like I just love to be some Raheem. Q was so fine to me. I would smash Q. He was just, that man in real life is fine. And Bishop, see, I would actually smash and marry Tupac, but since it's just focused on Bishop, I would have to kill Bishop because he ended up being evil in this film. He didn't do his homeboys right, so I feel like he wouldn't do me right either on either end. So I would have to kill Bishop.
I would bang them all, but that ain't an option.
Mm-hmm.
I would marry Q based on the sex scene between him and Cindy from En Vogue. I would marry Q because he got, and I like Omar Epps. I would marry Q. I would bang Raheem because I just want to marry Q, and I would only kill Bishop because Bishop was evil. But I would want to fuck him before I kill him. So I would want you know what I'm saying, just fuck him, then stab, and then he gone. But because he was.
Pew, pew,
But it
pew.
was a sexy crazy though. Because when he I don't give a fuck. I was like, ooh, he don't care. And he don't care real good. It was sexy to him, you know. It was
Something wrong with
hell
your
out that
ass.
road, though.
Something wrong with your ass. Let me just say that.
It's the Detroit in me. I'm sorry.
Right. Okay, for me, I'm gonna marry Raheem, just like Jamie said. I seen him in something else, and this is one of them crushes when I was very young, and I realized how fine he was when I was super young, and I'm like, damn, why am I feeling this way? That's him. For
Raheem.
me. Yes. So
He looked the same.
He does. I know. I was on his Instagram a couple months ago. He has a daughter that's 20 something.
He's just more muscular now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Khalil Kanan, I think it is.
Yes, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because his daughter mixed and she got his entire black face. So Mary Raheem, a smash Bishop. Q can go. I know what Bishop did in this movie, but it's something about them type of haircuts that I love. Like when I was younger, I would love a dude with the fade.
The gummy.
That's why she likes Boosie.
It's It's Boosie.
Terrible. That's
That
terrible.
is
I hate the
Boosie.
ball fade. I hate the ball fade. It's terrible.
2007, 2008, True Religion. You had the ducktail on the back and what? Ooh,
Disgusting. I'm gonna go ahead and marry Q. I'm gonna fuck Bishop, and I'm gonna kill Raheem. And that's crazy because, like Necey, I grew up having the hugest crush on Khalil Kanan, which is why I know his name. Okay. But the truth of the matter is, as an adult, Q just smiling right there does something for me. And Bishop might have been crazy in this movie, but all the better to fuck you, my dear. And yeah, Raheem can go because you died. Like,
but Bishop died too.
Huh?
Bishop died too.
Yeah, but that's just a fuck. I ain't about to marry the nigga that died at the beginning of the movie.
Good night. All right, I got one more for y'all. I don't know if Necey know nothing about this because, you know, this was the sitcom back in the day. I don't care what nobody say. This was that girl.
Okay, I do.
Saved by the Bell. Okay.
This is disgusting.
Bro, it's too many white penises. Is one Latino or is I don't know what Mario Lopez is.
Whatever it is, it ain't black enough.
Screech was the one that turned into the porn star, though.
Yeah, I think he had a big dick too.
He did. That's just the type of white boy to have a big dick. Oh, retarded looking white boy.
I don't remember that part now, Necey.
Forgive me. Forgive me. I've been drinking. Forgive me.
In real life.
I didn't know that. He's a porn star.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Screech had a porn. It was like I won't say a porn star, but he definitely had a sex tape that it was full-fledged porn. And he did it with people, a person girl. And he had like a nice size dick on it.
I need y'all to get over the fact that people really be dead in real life. Everybody gonna die at one point, bro. Like, let it go. It's okay.
Who said that?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, it says Screech in real life. It's okay. It's a game.
Oh, yeah.
Look, you know what? I would. God. I will fuck Zach because Zach liked Lisa at some point, and I liked Zach and Lisa when they were dating. So at least he had a black girl. No, I would marry Zach. I will fuck Slater because I wouldn't want to fuck Screech, and I can't kill them both. So I will fuck because Slater was fucking Jesse. I guess so. And Screech can, may you rest in peace. He's already gone, so it's fine. But that's all I can do.
Based off the show, I have to agree with that.
Well,
marry Zach, fuck Slater, kill Screech.
That was really hard to decide because I had crushes on both of them at different times, Zach and Slater. I hate to say that Screech is definitely out.
You should have put in Mr. Belding.
I'm dying.
I think that's the same for me. Marry Zach, smash Slater, and off Screech, unfortunately.
I told y'all I was drinking. This is only gonna get worse as the night goes on.
I mean, Screech was so lame. I feel like he would treat you right.
He was dating Tori Spelling. He had a whole girlfriend with pigtails, and so he loved Lisa. He was like the nerdy weird kid. So I guess so.
I can't get over how terrible he was in real life though. Like in real life, this nigga is such a fucking ass. Well, I'm sorry, no disrespect. He was an asshole. Like, so I can't get past that. And I feel like he would be the guy that would like beg to be with you also he can dog you out like Safari.
Wow.
But just in like a a white geeky way. So yeah.
Wow. So I was gonna be different. Say marry Screech, smash Slater, and Zach can go.
If you had to pick between Boosie and Screech, who would you pick?
Boosie.
Wouldn't we all pick Boosie on that one? And that's unfortunate.
I would pick Screech on that
nigga.
I said Screech because I feel like he probably got less bodies than Boosie.
I would pick Screech between Boosie and Screech.
But I just Screech out here doing.
Hold on, wait, time out. When Screech had a beard, okay. When Screech had a beard, yeah.
Yeah, not this weird child looking Screech. I mean, like
Yeah.
adult, beard. We seen the dick Screech. I would pick Screech over Boosie.
Oh yeah, he was way more healthy looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't get over the dark raccoon circles under Boosie's eyes because he doesn't take care of himself.
That's Necey man, and she gonna stand beside him.
It's not. It's only one man. Well, one man outside of my fiance who thought I'm gonna stick beside, and that's Usher Raymond. I'm gonna stand by his side.
You gonna stand beside him?
Which, like, can I? I don't want to. Never mind. I'm not gonna. I was just gonna say your fiance is like this. Like, I don't want to say square because he's like such a nice guy.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look like a nice guy. Like, he looked like a thug. But then when he opened his mouth, it's like, how you doing, ma'am? You okay?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy. When I met him, I was like, oh, wow, don't you have a nice energy but look like a thug? I get it. That's great.
That's how I like them.
Yeah. That's
Look
good.
good. But don't look good.
All right.
Not Bumpy Usher, Lord Jesus. These comments. The comments said it. I mean, the comments.
Girl.
Somebody said in the comments, I just seen. I was like, Lord Jesus, Bumpy Usher.
No, ma'am. We're gonna move on because I'm gonna bump on to the next thing, girl. Because
Come on, JayLee.
Okay, let's go on to the next thing we have. The last game is One Gotta Go. Please tell me which one got that game.
This is so hard.
It's so hard.
I can go.
We know you can go, Necey.
But have you seen all three? Have you seen all three of them?
To this shit.
I've seen the only movie that I don't have an attachment to is Love Jones.
Love Jones. Why did I know that? Why? Because I feel like that's the oldest one up here.
Oh, really?
Yes.
See, okay, well that's the one that can go.
Put it on your list.
Have you watched it? Have you watched it?
A little bit. My roommate forced me to watch it, but I wasn't really watching it. The other two I haven't.
You and your man need to watch this with a bottle of liquor.
Yes, and maybe some weed.
Yeah.
Is this like the movie where it was like a specific type of wine with like the name? Okay, forget it, y'all.
No, that's not what this is. No. I know that whole movie. Okay, so for me, One Gotta Go. This is terrible, but Love and Basketball has to go because I can't get rid of anything with Tupac Shakur in it. And both the soundtracks from Poetic Justice and Love Jones were so like serious to me. Like there are specific songs that were made specifically for these movies versus Love and Basketball, which had like a really good soundtrack, but that was songs that were already made because it was like a timepiece, except for the Michelle Negiego song at the end. But still, yeah, I'm gonna have to have Love and Basketball can go because Love Jones is my life. So
look, I think each song has each movie has a song that like sticks in my head, and I'm like, what song could I do without? And I can't decide. Because Love Jones to me was a whole era of just like poetry and friends hanging out,
Leather.
and wine and weed and
Cigarettes.
sex and all that, and like just walking and looking or whatever.
Burgundy.
Like, it was a whole era for me with my age.
Rain.
So I can't do Love Jones. I'm gonna do Love and Basketball only because I feel like Omar Epps' character was toxic a little bit when he put her through, and I'm like, wow, they found love in the end. Like the fact that he like kind of played her the whole movie and then ended with the end. I'm like, oh fuck you, great movie, I love it, but I would get rid of that one for that reason. He was a fuckboy who got the girl in the end and then got her pregnant. Little baby and all that stuff.
That looked just like him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
For me, it would have to be Love Jones for me. I know, right? I love and basketball. I know all the words literally. You do not want to watch the movie with me at all, because I will say every line. Poetic Justice, I love that. It got my girl Regina King in it. It got Tupac. I couldn't. If I had to sit and just watch this over and over, like if I only had one movie,
you a weak ass punk. I was like, ooh. I wish I never met your sorry ass.
You think you tough?
And then what's the other guy's name that was in the male truck? What was his name? I cannot think of that man's name. The dark skinned guy.
Chicago?
Was that Chicago?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago. That was Joe Torre.
Yeah, Joe Torre. Guy's brothers.
Yeah. Yes.
That movie is everything. And I mean, Love Jones is great, but I'm gonna opt out of that one. That one would be the one to go for me. Because I can watch Poetic Justice and Love and Basketball over and over and I get tired.
I can watch Love.
That's not fair because I can do that with Love Jones too.
Love Jones on a Saturday morning when it's like in the wintertime and you have honey.
Bruh, like the soundtrack alone, from Love Jones music can't go for me. Like that's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time.
It's a vibe.
Love and Basketball got me obsessed with Sweet Thing by Shaka Khan. I sing that song all the time. That is my song.
You gotta watch Love Jones.
I have a hard time mixing it up with the Mary version.
Oh yeah.
I wish you were my lover, but your ex undercover.
Man, that's what they were singing on Encore.
What was that?
When they were
singing coach.
Yeah.
Don't walk away.
They were tearing it up, sounding like me.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch gears because we about to go ahead and get into this gossip check. I'm just jugging to the.
It's a vibe.
First things first. Let's go ahead and get Miss Hazel E out the way. So,
you talk. Wait. Jamie came at me for my picture for Hazel E, but look at the picture you.
Your picture, my picture is current. You was wrong because you went and found Hazel E from the early 2000s.
I mean, I want to talk to the original person, so I decided to
the original person.
That's so mean.
You said original.
I cannot.
I am not obsessed, but I think Little Kim's new face always makes me want to see and talk to like who I knew them as. So I be feeling like when I'm like with Nene, I'm like, let me talk to who I met them as. I don't be trying to be shady, but I'm like, I don't want to talk to her. I don't know that lady right there. I'm not be shady, but I still be like, I just want, I want to, talk to, because she looked fine back then. All she had, she only had her teeth done, and that was it. And now she did. So I mean,
I'm not mad at her getting her nose done. I'll be honest, So shout out to her for that, and she hasn't stopped with the work. So okay, let's go ahead and move on. So she's upset with Cardi B because she feels like Cardi B stole her daughter's theme party for her birthday or whatever. And I'm just confused because why you think they sell multiple costumes in the stores, like at Party City and stuff? You think you're the only person that's supposed to have it? But I wanted to show you guys some comparisons because I disagree with what Hazel E is saying. I feel like she was definitely looking for a moment, but I want to show you guys these photos that people are using to compare the two parties, and I want to get you guys' thoughts. Here is the first photo. Okay, you see the little girls both have on pink. Okay, we got the balloons and everything in the back. The next photo is, highlighting the fact that they both had carriages. Okay, I want to hear y'all go ahead and sound off on y'all thoughts on Miss Hazel E.
I told y'all, Hazel E is full of shit. She stole that shit from Walt Disney. Walt Disney is the one who made everything princess. I'm not, you copying that shit from fucking Cinderella, Rapunzel, Snow White, or whoever else, Tiana from The Prince and the Frog. Like, it came from Disney movies of Disney princesses. And I feel like you can't say someone copied a party that other folks have done before you had a kid. You don't think that you were the first person to have that kind of party for one. The characters is from Cinderella. Okay, I feel like the balloons is to be like whimsical, so that makes sense. And I'm like, in Cardi and Culture, and also Hazel and her daughter had on princess dresses. It's like, and why wouldn't it be pink? She got a daughter. Like, well, she should have an orange dress. It's like, I feel like Hazel really wanted a moment, and had she said, "Oh, I had my party, and then Cardi did too. But you make it seem as if someone's copying off of you when you did what you did wasn't original. It's from fucking Disney. You hired people to create. You didn't blow up the balloons. You didn't make that dress. You hired people to put on a princess themed birthday party for your daughter, and so did Cardi. The fuck?
And Cardi did it better.
Yeah.
That part.
Couldn't agree so more myself. You said everything I wanted to say. Anybody having a princess party is gonna have a carriage. Anybody having a party will have balloons. People be having garage sales and they do them little balloon towers now. So I'm like, Hazel E, quit reaching for relevancy. That's what she was doing.
Did y'all think she even put up how Cardi even had the father, bring? I'm like, bitch, it's the daddy and the husband. How you gonna say she also had the father or the husband, hold the daughter? And I'm like, that's her daddy. Was Offset not supposed to be there? Like, what else did you think he was supposed to? I was so confused.
She said the first rapper to do it though. That was the embarrassing part to me. When she referred to herself as a rapper. That was what was embarrassing. Not the fact that you were reaching for it to be a party, but the simple fact that you called yourself a rapper and you said I was the first rapper to do it.
I don't understand this whole first thing. Everybody trying to be first. I think Moneybagg Yo just went up in the air and had dinner in the sky talking he was the first rapper to do it. I don't understand what the first is about.
Why they want dinner in the sky though? What's like? Why you want to be first? Who? It's airplanes in the sky with food all the time. That's who was first with it. The goddamn Wright brothers riding around.
That's what I thought of.
Shit.
That's what I thought. I said last time I checked, niggas been flying in planes, eating dinners for a minute now. Like ever since the 80s, niggas been out here being rappers in planes eating in the air. So I don't know what you're talking about, but I guess he meant on that specific little thing where you go up in the air and have dinner. But I also feel like they got rappers that probably did that but didn't post it on social media like your corny ass did. But that aside, back to Hazel. Hazel just, here's the thing that killed me. In one of the posts that she posted, she said that she's more Real Housewives and less Love and Hip Hop. And I said, then why haven't they answered any of your phone calls? Girl, get the fuck out of here.
But is she even really married? Hazel's delusional. I think each show she's on, she gets more and more delusional.
Her baby wasn't even in some of the pictures. Cardi's baby was in all of the pictures. Because it was Cardi's baby party.
And we seen the inside of the party.
Neither one of them babies gone. But at least Cardi's baby is might remember it because she's 3.
And she'll have photos of it.
Girl, Hazel's baby was 1.
She couldn't even walk.
I don't remember that shit.
Hazel was still her living surgery. It's weird to me because I feel like
she got the same type of dog. It's like, bitch, your baby can't even hold that dog. That's Offset gave that little girl that dog months ago.
But the inside of the party was something different. It was like a ball pit, a little jumpy house. It was different stuff inside the party. Then I'm looking like, well, Hazel, what did your inside look like? Was you just outside?
Bitch,
sit in the carriage?
The snow crab buffet is what took me out.
Yes. I say the kids snow crab.
Hey, invite me next time.
That's how you do a party. It was nice. Okay, so that's that. We ain't effing with that too much. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on to something else that's completely on a different end of things. Miss Nivea had a sit down with Kandi Burruss, and that was a bit tough for me to hear. Like, I was cringing because I love me some Nivea, and I was wondering what happened to her, why she went away. And even though she would do these interviews and stuff, she never really, for me, went in depth about like what all was going on. And for me, I feel like this was the first time I heard her really speak about her journey in music. And it was really tough to hear, especially to know, in my opinion, that she was groomed at a young age up until, an adult to be a part of this industry, and just being violated in the fashion that she was, and just having her parents, being on drugs. And then later on in life, she finds herself in the same exact situation as her parents, homeless, doing drugs and stuff. But thank God she had 2 good, I would say good, because they looked out for her. She had 2 baby fathers in the industry that was able to look out for her and make sure that she was taken care of. So it was really tough to see her break down and stuff, but I'm so glad that she was able to speak out and tell her story, so now she can go forward and really heal. And it's a really great time that she's doing this, in my opinion, with her being a part of Encore, because she really is like the fan favorite. So now you got all of us like really on your back wanting to see you win. What are you guys' thoughts about it if you all got a chance to check it out?
I thought it was very interesting, but I also feel like I have heard her talk about these things. I feel like maybe a couple of years ago she did an interview with Bossip or somebody where it was like a sit down and she had talked about a lot of these things. So some of it I was already familiar with, but the part about the guy, you know, grooming her that whole time like that, I don't recall that. I believe she spoke about the Wayne and you know, when she got married to Dream and all of that. I also was surprised to hear like how she spoke about Dream. She spoke about Dream like, you know, I don't even know if she explained why they broke up, more so as he just didn't want to be with her anymore, but she still loved him and they had this amazing relationship. But it's like, Dream is such an asshole. So that was kind of like, really? But the crazy thing, I was expecting to hear about Robert, and I didn't hear about Robert at all. Because she worked with Robert with the Laundromat song. And, you know, so I you know, just kind of thinking about the other things that she said, I guess I was surprised. But maybe there's another part to it and she just hasn't gotten to that yet. I don't know. But I don't know why I was expecting her to talk about that part. But it was very sad and upsetting. And it makes me mad that people really don't think about when they have kids how they have to watch their kids. Like, don't just let them go off with any old body. And then the idea that these girls attract these men versus these nasty ass old men going after young girls is just, you know, it's upsetting.
And I was wondering, I said in a review that I did of the of the interview, I was wondering if she said her mom wasn't too sure about this guy and didn't want her to go, but I was wondering if her mom felt guilty for having to leave her with her dad's mom for like 4 years while she get her life together, which is why she probably just let her go forth to be with this guy. The other thing I wanted to know is how were her sisters feeling, because I believe she said one of her sisters knew a guy. So how is she feeling knowing that she connected her sister with this man that ended up violating her? You know what I'm saying? Grooming her up and putting her in a position to where she actually ended up getting RAPED'd by his friend, which to this day she believes he had something to do with it. So I'm wondering, like, what is her sister thinking about that? Is that relationship, you know, are y'all still intact? Do you blame her for anything? I wish some of those questions probably would have been asked. Anybody else?
You know, all this story about how hard her life was, it kind of clicks, and it makes me wonder if that's why she be so clowny. She be like, she's always laughing and stuff to hide the pain. I gotta watch the interview in full, but I think that's really sad.
I only watched maybe the first 10 or 15 minutes of it. I remember her saying at one point that sometimes she laughs so much because it's her defense mechanism because of what she's been through. I probably will not watch all the way through. I try to protect my energy sometimes with that kind of stuff. So, like, just knowing what she said, I'm like, I can't go too deep in that. It's just not the time right now. But I feel like she's always gave off the energy that she went through things and no one cared to ask her, was she okay? Because I feel like she's always seemed a little bit off in her energy based on what she's been through. And I think people may not have seen it in her because she didn't talk about it, but I wish someone would ask her, because she was so young back then, like 18, 19 or whatever. I think how she acted, it should have been evident she wasn't safe. And that is what somebody would have, like, you know, said, hey, come on, let's pull you over. But thank God she came through it all. And, you know, now she's in a better place now. But I didn't fully watch it all. Once she got to crying, I was like, okay, I was blessed, but I can't do that.
Yeah, as far as people recognizing that she, you know, wishing people would have recognized she wasn't safe. She did say people kind of looked and had their inkling, but I think the issue was back then, a lot of people saw it as it was normal or something, like, oh, younger girls, you know, they always dating older guys, instead of looking at the older guys and calling them out for their actions, like, you know, you shouldn't be doing this. But now we live in a space where you can't do that. You can't operate like that at all. So Yeah, that's probably why nobody really spoke out or said anything, and that's unfortunate. But hopefully things get well for Nivea. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. I have some other questions for you guys. Okay, the first question. Let me say this. I think somebody shared it to the group. Funky Dineva made a post about how he went out to dinner for with his friends, and it's time to split the check or whatever. And somebody hopped up and said, "I only had X, Y, Z," and he was like, "I don't like people like that." I want to know, are y'all that type of person that say, "Are you a all I had was" type of person? I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that's me all motherfucking day. Let me tell you something. If I got something for $20, I'm not gonna pay $100 for that. And then I might do it if it's like a group of friends that I know. Okay, like I went back to Alabama for one of my best friends' bridal shower, and all of us known each other since high school. Okay, really junior high. So yeah, bet it ain't a thing. Woo, woo, woo. But if I'm coming to an event and I don't really know y'all like that, and you mean to tell me that it's like okay to check 500 and then we all finna split it? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not finna cover your half. I'm gonna put in my piece. That's just me. I'm just being honest. Y'all got it.
I don't do all I had was, but I will be like when we go out to eat in groups, we know what we got. Like it's never things to where it's so many of us, somebody gonna order $100 worth of stuff and they feel like, oh, we're gonna all but no. You pay for your food and we all know we have to pay extra for gratuity and tip. Well, gratuity and also tax, like that's the extra part. But like anytime if you go somewhere, no one should feel like they have to pay extra for someone else's food. But at the same time, you should come with extra for tip and whatever else. So that part I get. But like I'm not gonna say, well, I just had the fish, the margarita, and some bread, and I'm gonna only pay 20. No, I'm gonna pay 20 plus 20 because it's for just the tip and tax. So I would do that, but I'm not going to pay an extra 60 because somebody else don't want to put in day full 40. That ain't going down. No.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if everybody ate about the same, that everybody shared the appetizer, fine. But I got too many friends who want to eat up the whole damn restaurant, and whenever they bring it on one check, they sit there like, "I'm good on split it. If you good on split it, no, I ain't paying for your 3 margaritas and your desserts and everything else." So, yeah, it just depends.
I don't know, because I feel like whenever we go out, it's real simple. Unless I said I'm paying for you, I'm paying for myself, and I'm paying for what I got. But if I'm taking people out, that's another thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. But I ain't at that place yet. Q is at that place.
Right.
Well, he could pick up a stack bill like it ain't nothing. And that's good for you. But everybody ain't there yet. So don't expect me to pay for your food, bitch.
Right. I'm not paying for myself. I think if it's the birthday person, like you may pay for the person who you celebrating, yes. That part is fine. But I'm not going to sit up here and be like, okay, even though her food was a 120, huh?
My present is a present.
Everybody. Yeah, I'm not paying because I think his point was if my food was less and theirs was more, I shouldn't mind paying more money for someone else's food. Nobody else should be like, well, my food was this little amount and they should pay more. I don't think anyone should pay more money just because someone else's food costed more money don't want to pay for their food. Like, bitch, you wanted lobster, pay for lobster. Bitch, I wanted a piece of chicken. Okay, I wanted a lobsterita, which cost $13.50. Okay, I'm not gonna spend. I don't think it's fair. Cause don't come if you can't afford it. Mm-hmm. If you can't afford your food, then don't come. Exactly. Or order from the kids menu. Just a little chicken finger, little French fry, little orange juice, and go ahead on. Right, I know that.
All right, I got another question for y'all real quick, light, okay? If your homegirl likes a man, but he don't like her, he wants you, is he off limits?
Is he a new person? Is he a stranger?
He's a stranger.
Yeah, no.
No, he's not off limits to me.
No.
If she knew him first and they went out on a date, and after the date,
but if we both see that nigga at the same time, and you just so happen to proclaim that you liked him first, but he came and asked me for the, for the dance or whatever,
right?
Then I'm sorry, my good girl. I'm gonna go ahead and go have to let you go. Especially if I like him, like girl, please, this whoever wins. The fuck?
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
I agree.
They don't have enough niggas for all of that.
this happened to me with somebody that me and my friend both knew. Like, we all went to school together. And she had the biggest crush on him. It was insane. But then we got older. She got fine as hell. Oh my gosh. And he was trying to talk to me. But my friend was so in love with him. I was just like, I'm not even gonna do it.
I wouldn't do it then. Because if it's been a while or something, I'm like, nah. Because if she been, nah, we know him. He would have to be a full stranger.
Right.
They have not dated it. Like, they ain't went on their dates. And she just like him, and he just free game. He dick is up for grabs.
I'm sorry. So years later, we can't because she.
No, I just couldn't.
I wouldn't.
If you would have knew the level that she was like in love with this dude, I know.
And they ain't never was together though.
No, they was never together. They was never together. Like, and he was her home. He was her prom date. It was like a pretty prom date.
No.
Yeah, no.
I really didn't like her. But I just didn't want to hurt her feelings.
Yeah,
because like if y'all knew each other, it's different. I don't want to like somebody. I don't want to like somebody that my friend likes, and we all like knew each other. Because I feel like y'all didn't talk about him. So your friend done told you how she felt. Yeah. Over time. So I'm like, I couldn't then, even.
It's not allowed to be out here in these streets. I hate when people say shit like that. It's too much dick out here. No, it's not. No, it's not. Quality
it's
dick.
Some dumb dick.
No, it's not.
It's some dumb dick. It's some pitiful dick. It's some broke dick.
Bum dick.
You don't want.
Homeless
dick. What's the dick you like?
Abusive dick. Misogynistic dick. Don't make enough money dick. They got a whole bunch of that. But let us roll up on somebody that's actually worth having. I love when bitches be talking that shit. Because they always talking that shit because they got in their mind some yap ass nigga that they wouldn't even want fuck with. But let them roll up on some fine, successful nigga and they friend like him and he looking at her. Why she don't give a fuck about her friend feelings?
Now, if it's in that immediate moment, like what you mentioned earlier, Bondy, like
if we knew that nigga in college and he turned into a big old fine piece of something, and they ain't talked in years and they don't know each other. You mean to tell me you gonna not date this nigga because she used to like him 10 years ago?
Well, my situation, because I'm reflecting on a situation that was different. So it was a guy that went to high school with us. Ended up being a very handsome guy. I told one of my friends, I was like, oh, yo, such and such tried to talk to me. He wanted to like hang out, go on a date, whatever like that. She was like, oh yeah, we smashed in college. But you could go out with him though.
No, we talking about just like. We ain't talking about fuck.
Okay.
We talking about just like.
I would have to ask my friend how she feel now, because how do I know that she don't still have some kind of something in her?
Some nigga that you ain't never had from high school. I don't know.
She would not be open, but if she still feel like, I would be. For me, it ain't working.
I ain't got no friends. That's all right. I know one thing. I got a nigga.
I feel like it still mattered to her because it's like if it's you could date him, it could have been a not even tell me that y'all smashed type thing. You led with that, so it's like that's dead for me because I never want to give a dude the opportunity to say he smashed me and a friend.
Right. Maturation is a no, but her just having a crush.
Right, that is a bit different.
Yeah, my friend had a whole baby and everything, so I really could have just, my girl, you.
But then
you ain't worried about this.
Like you don't know where they are because then like that enviness will start showing up.
That's what I want. Yes,
so you want to avoid that.
It's like,
you're gonna be talking to your friend
bitch,
about
check
the
your
issues y'all
envy.
have.
You got a nigga. Check your envy.
I'm like, it ain't even worth the fussing about it. Because I'm like, she made this feel some kind of way because he didn't like her back in the day. And now she could have energy towards him, what's caused me and him to have beef. I'm looking like my people have to not know any, like, I don't like even dating in the same set of time. Like, I want shit to be completely separate. Just to not have any conflict.
New Orleans is so small. That ship has sailed. We all have fucked with somebody who knows somebody that we know or that went to school and blah, 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 blah. So at the end of the day, I don't have time to be clocking other people's shit like that. I don't give a fuck. We become friends and you fuck. I don't fuck about all that. Are you fucking him now? You fucking recently. Okay.
See, Detroit huge. So like, the only way to like date somebody that knows somebody is to be in the same hood. So like, that's how you end up being with the same people. So I'm looking like, no, I gotta move around. Like I got Inkster, I got, you know what I'm saying, do downstairs on Heights. Like I'm like, it's
ain't about
different
to
shit.
fuck your ex. Like that ain't happening. Like, you know what I'm saying?
People, like it be like Detroit, like people here be on some bullshit, like in certain pockets of the cities, and so you have to move because you don't like it be real bullshit here on that. Something like I ain't got, you know, I need to move around. Hoes crazy. I won't go jail.
Gotcha. Well, speaking of things we will and will not do, and what we do and do not F with, let's go ahead and move on to that segment. I do not F with you. All right. First thing first, let's go ahead and get into where she at, honey. Miss Erica Mena and Sin. So it looks like Erica Mena had a page that she was using to kind of like talk trash about people. And Sin was definitely one of those people. But after she had her baby boy, Legend, she decided to make that page her child's page. And then she ended up getting caught. So I have a few questions. One, why would you take that particular page and make that your child page? And then number two, who the hell was doing the type of research to be able to identify what the old name was versus what the current name is? I'm so confused.
When I saw one like Twitter feed or whatever, and I saw like the name, the banks or whatever, talking to one person, but I was confused because when the person talked back to it, it had the old Gunner name. So I was like, is it a fake? I was confused. So somebody said if you change a name, when someone replies to it, the reply name won't change, only if you type something new. So I'm like, is that true though? I felt like, why would it say the new name, but then still have the old name within the same thread? So I was confused.
No, I think that's true. Mm-hmm. I think that name still sticks if you're replying to someone. But the original person, stuff, that changes. But
okay. Erica's crazy. I think Erica's always been just batshit crazy for her own reasons. Yeah. And it's like you can just make a whole new page. So I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's so weird. It's so weird to me. It seems fake because why wouldn't she just make a whole new page? Why would she make that her child page? So I'm looking like, is she that fucking stupid? Because she couldn't be that fucking stupid.
She lazy is what it is.
I feel like she probably got more than one of them, and IG probably capped out on her and told her she couldn't make another account. So she decided to just pick one and just add that baby stuff on there. And she was wrong for that.
She probably just ran out of email addresses because it's a struggle to have to create an email address, create an Instagram account, go back, confirm. She didn't want to do that. So she was like, I got this old email address right here. Ain't nobody gonna know this. She changed the name and moved on. Didn't have to go verify an account. Didn't have to do nothing. Your ass got caught up. The girl's crazy as hell. And it reminds me of I started to realize she was crazy when her and Sin had that fake relationship for TV. It was like, it's something about her and Sin where I felt like they had no interest in each other. Like you know how you keep people close to you, not you, but you know how people will stay close to you just for proximity, but they low-key hate you. That's what
we know about that.
That's what their relationship was when they were acting like they were in a fake relationship. Because whenever they beefed out, it was like when the real tea came out. They really didn't like each other. The girl's crazy.
It's that self-hate that she will put out there. Because I feel like I get it. You know, let me try to attach myself to either one, to either Erica or Sin, to keep my name popping or make it seem as if we cool, but we're really not. Like, we only rock with each other. But I think Sin just recently to me grew up because I feel like she started focusing on her music. Her and Joe's in a good place. I think she's a bit more mature than what she used to be. I even seen the little interview she did where the person asked her about it, and she was like, professional, like she didn't want to get messy. I feel like Erica still would get messy if she wants to. Like, I think Erica will always like go online and spray somebody, and I really wish she would move past that because it's like it don't do anybody any good. So it's like it looked like you being a messy bitch and was out here going at Sin, but why? Because Sam moved on with Joe, had a baby. You moved on with Safari. So what was even the point of talking about Sin in the comment section? It was stupid.
Exactly. I'm like, this must be recent or something. But you done had 2 whole babies by this man and you still worried about Sin? Move on. Any thoughts? Any thoughts to add on this, Bondy, before we move forward?
I just think that she's jealous of Sin. I think Sin is naturally what Erica tries to become with surgery, with filler. I don't know why. She's a beautiful girl herself, but I do feel like she's jealous of Sin. That's the only thing I can think of for why you will waste time creating a page just so you can comment negatively on this girl's page. Like, what's the point of that? Like, that just seems like a waste of time unless you're just jealous hearted. And that's unfortunate because God has blessed you. So I don't understand why you will waste energy doing shit like that. But I'm a different type of being. So
I never get why anybody go to somebody else's page to comment negatively. I feel like that's the weirdest shit ever. Like, if I see somebody's stuff and I don't like it, I keep scrolling.
Yeah.
I never get
like, you don't feel no way. Like, you want people to be coming at you. Like, you want to get cursed out. Like, I don't get that. I don't get wanting people to dislike you to the point where you'll go to their shit to tell them that. That's why I say I speak my shit on my own platform.
Right.
You got to come see about me to see what I say.
Right.
But I don't go to people with that shit because how I feel is my problem, not theirs.
Right.
Correct. All right, let's move on to our next thing here. Okay, this is an interesting story here. I'm not even gonna say that. I'm just gonna let it play.
I'm a straight woman. I come from the dome world and still love it. And well, even though we have to purchase, I still get it. I still get the dome. You see what I'm saying? I feel like as long as the D is in the game, then shit. I ain't got no complaints. I ain't got nothing to say. Because I'm that type of woman. You can munch and crunch all you want. That ain't nothing but an appetizer. I still need the full course meal. The full course meal come with dome. That's right, with the D. No, I am not sexually attracted to females. I love my spouse because my spouse don't make me get gay, and we both complement each other.
Listen, you're right. You're not gay, ma'am. You're lesbian. I don't understand what she's meaning. You're married to a whole woman. You engage in those activities. A lot of lesbians that are married, I'm sure that's what they do. They add in the ding dong. Okay. JayLee has said so many times she's not going to marry no woman if she ain't got the ding dong with it. So I'm confused on the logic that's up there that makes her say she not gay.
Did she say my spouse don't make me get gay, or my spouse makes me get gay?
No, she said it don't make me get gay. What she means is
touch me not.
Yeah, she's with a touch me not.
Oh, okay.
What is a touch me not?
A touch me not is a woman that doesn't like for you to touch her on any space that reminds her she's a woman. So they don't like being touched on the vagina. They want to get ate. They don't want you to, play with their titties and all of that. They into that. They just want to pleasure you as if, they get pleasure from pleasuring you. Okay. Yeah. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't like that. I mean, cause that was a thing growing up. If you was butch, that was how you got down. If you was stud, then you kind of like being touched because you're still, in your mind, you're a woman. You're just androgynous, but you're a woman. So for me, I just kind of feel like this bitch is delusional. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. If you are getting turned on and having sex with a woman, it does not matter what parts you have available to you. If you are having sex with a woman, you're gay. And umbrella, lesbian, bisexual, gay, trans, all that shit, umbrella, gay. Okay? Whatever. Homo, whatever. Under the umbrella, gay, lesbian, bi, all that shit. Bitch, you are gay.
She had a whole explanation. It was funny because I'm like, to me, she's a pillow princess. And she's married to a touch me not. And so her head, because she is allowing a woman to do things to her, and she is doing things to her, and her delusional head, oh, I'm not lesbian, but you are, because you're married to a woman. And the fact that she kept calling it dong and not dick, I'm like, we say dick. Like, lesbians may say dong because it's a strapping one. But it's weird that she really, they've been married for a while. I'm looking like, how? I mean, maybe the latex dick is much. I mean, she crazy. I don't know. It was weird to me. But I'm like, I get you think because your wife would touch me not, and you ain't eating her cooch that you're not gay, but you are, because you're with a woman.
Why she marry her? If I'm not understanding, if you think that you're not gay, how did this happen? Did you just like randomly experiment one night to try to be gay, and then once
she did say her and the wife had some kind of conversation before they got married about, I guess, the logistics, but she didn't say how they got together though.
Interesting. I don't know.
Sounds
gay though.
One thing I will say, this reminds me of, I got two friends. One is a gay man. One is a woman. She's open to everything. And they be real touchy-feely flirtations with each other. And even though the dude claimed that he is not straight, they always joke that they'll get married one day if they both single by a certain time. So is that kind of the same thing?
So he's gay.
Yes.
And is she straight?
No,
she's a lesbian.
She like everything. Men.
Oh, she's pansexual. She does whatever. Maybe he's bisexual and not just homosexual, because he likes cooch too.
He claims he doesn't though. That's the thing.
Then it's not the same thing. It's not really, because she's saying that shit, but at the end of the day, you marrying a woman straight off rip. Like, this is not, oh, we were single and we just, for what? That don't even make sense. A man and a woman would do that because they can have children together. Like, that's the whole thing about a man and a woman deciding if they haven't found someone, whether they are gay or straight, to get together and get married and all of that. That's because they're already friends and they want to have children eventually. That's what that's about. If a woman decides to get with another woman and try not to call it gay just because you don't eat pussy, no, I'm not gonna go along with that, because we all felt like that, and then we ate pussy, and then you was just gay. And she lying if she's saying she ain't never ate pussy, unless her girl is really good. Touch me not. And if she really a touch me not, to me, you still with somebody that has a pussy. It doesn't matter if you put your mouth on it; it's still there. That's not a dick, bitch. That's a dildo. Like, she has titties. She don't have pectoral muscles. She don't have the chest that niggas have, or the body frame that niggas have. Like, she has the body frame of a woman. So it doesn't even matter what you talking about. That's a lady, bitch. Like, whether you eating her or not, that's a lady, ma'am. Yeah. Like, as a bisexual person that is attracted to both, it is different. And women are women and men are men. And regardless of whether I like women who are androgynous or not, when they take their clothes off, they women.
I prefer dick, so I don't know.
That's the
I'm like,
we know.
I don't know. I can't. I'm like, why she not lit? I'm like, it's weird.
She sound crazy.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch gears. It's clear that none of us F's with any of that. Let's go ahead and get into this other lady out of Detroit, okay? This story is pretty funny.
Bianca Chambers says for 2 days she tracked her stolen Mercedes-Benz all over Detroit. On day 3, she decided to take matters into her own hands. That she did. She confronted the thief.
Stole my shit. At that point, I was just like, dog, I'm not letting this man walk again.
Bianca face to face with the guy she says stole her brand new Benz.
Excuse me, you got that Benz out there? Yes, you do.
It went down Wednesday at a barbershop at Greenfield and Grand River.
He in 7 Days West, getting his dreads twisted. Look at my car.
Customers stepped in, making a citizen's arrest. Then Bianca slashed her own tires.
I slashed all the tires and I thought that he was gonna take off, and I didn't know how long it was gonna take for the police to pull up. And I refused to let him pull off again.
Holding him there until Detroit police came.
You will never steal from me again.
Detroit police say officers responded 4 times to Bianca's 911 calls as she tracked the car using a web of social media tips. But when officers got there, the car was gone.
Oh my God. Y'all, I see my car.
The thief so bold, he even made a pit stop at the strip mall where Bianca owns a boutique.
They was driving, they was having a good time. They was smoking, but yes, my car was very clean.
He even got the car detailed. Sources tell Fox 2 the thief, now in police custody, has a history of stealing cars since he was a teen.
You just the dumbest criminal, that's all. Like, you're joyriding in my car. Like, wasn't nobody going to see you?
Reporting on Detroit's West Side, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
My type of bitch. Just so y'all know, I got a tracker on my shit too. They give you that option when you get certain cars, and I have a tracker on my shit too. And if you steal my shit, I'm gonna pull up and take my shit back. So just know this.
I definitely respect her for doing that.
That
Pulling
happens
on the
here.
dreads though kills me. I'm like, God damn, they gonna scalp him.
Yeah, that was some West Side shit. Like people like 7 Days West is like a hood place to go get, different stuff. It's like a strip mall. But cars get on you all the time. And when they do, you do like ride around and see to look for your car. And you find it, like shit go down. Because some folks steal cars for parts, but some dudes steal cars to ride around. So I'm not surprised. Well, he was dumb. Because he went to like a popular place on the West Side to do it, so I'm not surprised. And because she's a female, when she walked in there, the dudes who her he stole the car, of course they beat his ass. So I'm not surprised at all. That's Detroit for you. That's what we do. I love him. I'm stick beside him.
Right. Stick beside her, baby.
Her shit all day.
I'm here.
Yeah, my car been stolen. I had 2 cars. My first Malibu was stolen twice. The first time they stole it, they took it around the corner for the tires. The second time they stole it, I never got it back. It was just gone.
I'm gonna get a new garage door as soon as I get these gutters put in, because ain't nobody gonna steal my shit. Like, when I tell y'all I'm so serious about that fucking car, I will track you down and kill you over that car. Like, I'm so serious about that car. They don't even make that paint color no more. I'm very serious about that car. Thank you. Yeah, Necey got a chance to ride in the Jeep when we was, yeah. I had to pack everybody in, but they got in.
You not pack them all in. Yeah, car theft is big in Detroit. It's weird. It's so big here. And it be for no. I used to let them stop. I'm sorry. I'm stopping. Let's not make criminal people. I had to catch myself with story time.
It's all good. Speaking of story time, see, y'all be helping me with the segues into the next thing, okay?
Toss it on over.
Let's go ahead and get into that advice, honey. All right, y'all. So somebody sent this in, honey. And this is what it says. So we're going to need help with giving out some advice. All right. My husband and I have been married for 5 years and together for 10. A few months ago, I found out that he had been hiding a vehicle that is registered in another woman's name for almost a year. This woman is one that I had been suspicious of for 2 years. Of course, he denied there was anything ever going on with her. Subsequently, I found out that not only had he been in a relationship with this woman, but that he had also had a secret, fully decorated and decked out apartment that he would spend time with her in. He never spent nights out, but that doesn't even matter at this point because he still found the time. Needless to say, I sent his ass packing right to his secret apartment in his side home. He's been begging and pleading for another chance and even been stalking me to try and talk to me. I've made it up in my mind that I'm relocating and moving from the city where we live, which is Chicago. she's moving to Houston. I've even put an offer in on a home there, accepted a job offer, and packed up my current house to prepare for the move. The problem is this: we have 3 kids together. One is 9 years old, and we have a set of twins that are 4 years old. To be honest, I never intended on living in Chicago this long after college, and only stayed because it's where my husband's family is and where he wanted to be. But now I'm done making decisions for him. I want what I want, but is that unfair to my kids? My 9-year-old is excited about the move, but obviously none of them are really old enough to understand that it means for us to not only divorce, but to not be in the same state anymore. I don't want his selfishness to turn me selfish with my kids, but don't I deserve some level of peace? Please help IDK what to do. What I have to say to this real quick is you clearly do know what it is that you need to do, because you've already accepted an offer, put in money for a whole new house, and planning to move forward to relocate to Houston. Now, I don't think that's necessarily, in my opinion, a bad thing that you want to move forward with your life. This is what he's going to have to deal with as the husband for the decisions that he made. He did not consider the family in the beginning, so don't try and consider us now as I'm trying to press forward and you're saying that you're going to be left behind with that same woman that you have been hiding. The other thing is, you'll only, to me, be a terrible parent if you restrict communication between that father and those kids. If you try to crack down on that, then they are going to grow up and probably resent you. I think moving from Chicago to Houston could actually be the best thing for you and your kids. But you have to always, despite what he has done to you, because those feelings that you have are separate, and him being a father to those kids are separate. So I just think, just keep the lines of communication open. There are a lot of people that live in the same state, in the same city as their kids, and they don't even try and go and see them. So if he makes the effort to try and get out there and see those kids, then I think that you should allow that to happen. That's my advice.
What makes me nervous is I'm wondering, is she trying to outrun him? Because when she said stalking, I was like, what? But then the next thing that came to my mind was, if she moves and, you haven't pressed any charges against him, could he technically say that she kidnapped his kids? Because doesn't that happen sometimes where the couples are together, one will up and leave, and they can call it kidnapping?
It depends on if they get legally divorced, what is in the divorce proceedings. So if there's any kind of custody where one parent is not allowed to leave the state with the kids, then yes, he could say that she kidnapped the kids. So it just depends on if they're actually divorced and if there's some kind of custody agreement between her and him and them kids.
So number one for me, what I need you to do is go ahead and, if he's stalking you, go ahead and report that so they can keep track. Because if you go to Houston and this man is sounding crazy, you need to protect yourself and protect your kids. But I think you're on the right track. Go ahead and leave.
I think she should leave. I don't think there's any issue with it. I think if he wants to be a father to some kids, he can move too. Just because he wants. Because her issue is it fair for the kids to not be seeing their father on a regular basis? I get her point as a mother. So I'm like, if he really wants to be a father, he can move there too and see the kids. But I'm like, she is smart to want to leave him because of what he did to her as the husband. But I like that she wants to consider how that affect her children. So I think it's good that she's making a decision for herself, but also think about her kids too.
I agree. But I also feel like once he made a decision to do what he did, you've now, kind of put yourself in a spot where whatever she decides to do is up to her, because you've now broken the vows of y'all situation and she don't want to stay with you, and she shouldn't. So I feel like if she wants to move, and of course she's going to want to take her kids with her, then I guess he needs to move around, because you're the one that broke up the family, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So you made that decision, and that's the decision you made. You could have just broke up with that lady and said that you wasn't, happy or whatever, and it probably would have been a different situation. But you doing all kind of sneak shit over year, and all of this type of shit, having a car, and like you was doing a lot, my dude. Like you was living a whole double life. So to me, I felt like you didn't give a fuck. So you forfeit the right to, for me to really give a fuck about your feelings at the end of the day, because you should have thought about that before you made the decision you made. That's how I feel. If he wants to come and see his kids, absolutely let him see his kids. I don't agree when women use their kids as a tool, but the kids shouldn't keep me in a place I don't want to be in just because, you know, I don't want to make it worse. He's already fucked it up. It's fucked up now. You know, we can't leave it the way it is. So yeah, I think she should just go ahead and go about her business, keep the lines of communication open, like y'all said, and make sure that when he is there to see those kids, the kids are available to him and you don't make it hard. That's it.
And that's what made me nervous. The double life and the stalking, that's a dangerous man, it sounds like. I don't understand people that can lie like that for so long. Yeah, he sound dangerous. Get the courts involved.
For sure. She need to hurry up and get I want to say like a restraining order or something for him stalking, so that even if she does relocate, like he can't say that she kidnapped the kids or done anything like she's trying to get away from you, because she now has it on record that you've been operating, you know, in a certain manner. Okay. I think that was good advice, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to the TV segment, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about our first show, Run the World, okay? Although they really just gave us two different settings with the bachelorette party, and then they gave us Whitney and Ola having a conversation, I still think it was a really good show. I wish a little bit that Whitney did not tell Ola that she cheated. I wish that she would have kept it to herself, but I know that it was eating away at her, so she had to get it out. So that's fine. I think that the acting in that scene was everything. I feel like it was true, like just feeling defeated. I think Whitney acted, or I can't think of her real name, but she acted her ass off in that scene. And when it came down to the sex, Ola gave me exactly what it is that I needed to see. And I kind of wish I was Whitney a little bit, but he was getting it in. All right. What else did I want to say? Shout out to Hope, because Hope ended up being cool as hell at the bachelorette party. And I would like to see Hope again next season. They have not dropped any information letting us know whether or not there's going to be a season 2. But I want to hear y'all thoughts about the episode. What are y'all thoughts overall?
I liked it. I think it was cool to see. It was more focused on Whitney and Ola, which I liked, and it was like a sub story of the bachelorette party. I also like Ella talking to Andrew at the end, where he reminded her, like, this is why I love you, because of how great of a writer you are. They reminded her of who she was, and, you know, seeing her at the end on her computer typing while they would sleep. And I like that Whitney told Ola, because I want to see them work it out, because I think her cheating made her realize how much she loves him. She thought she wasn't happy with him. She cheated and she felt like shit. So I think it's fucked up that she did it, but it could help him overall if he can move past it. He may not, but I want to see him kind of be mean to her a little bit, just while he's getting over it and then go to concert. But I want to see him not be so, oh my God, you know, not be so loving towards her because she took it for granted. So I think he deserves a little bit of, let me, you know, gather my thoughts. Let me figure out how I want to move forward and not just forgive her. So I like that he said, I need some time. I can't make a decision, you know, in 2 hours or whatever the time frame was.
That's some nigga shit to fuck you and then decide that you can't make a decision. You could have decided you couldn't make a decision before you fucked me. So whatever, nigga. But what I am gonna say is that I knew when he walked in and he had that coat on and his beard was perfect and his hair was amazing. He looked like the 5 Heartbeats after they made money. I knew what it was gonna be on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad that, you know, they had the sex scene, because you could tell it came from a place of him feeling like he couldn't watch her sitting on the floor crying like that. But at the same time, it almost seemed intentional. Like, it seemed like you did it very much so on purpose. Like, oh, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you and I'm gonna leave you and have you all heartbroken and wondering what the fuck gonna be happening and all of that. Now, if they get back together, then I'll be fine with this. But if they don't, I'm gonna feel like, well, that was kind of fucked up. Like, did you have to have sex with her? We couldn't just break it off? Because that's playing with the emotions to me. And I don't feel like Whitney was like trying to take him for granted or trying to fuck over him. But I do feel like women often give way too much of themselves way too early on in relationships. And who's to you know, who knows what Ola was doing back when she was being all dedicated to him when they were in college and shit. Just saying. Not to add that on there like we know that. But still, I feel like sometimes dudes be trying to pretend like they perfect, but they got some tea that just ain't never spilled.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, I wonder if anything's gonna come back from his past. I was thinking the same thing.
I don't think so. I think Ola is perfect for the sake of the show. I think he is. What I was thinking, it was definitely giving me the end of that Insecure episode where Lawrence left his Best Buy t-shirt in the closet. That's what it was giving me. So yeah, I think that they're gonna stay together, and the reason being is because we find out this episode that he says, "Do I know the guy?" And she said no. So I feel like he's only gonna find out who it was once he's back with her, and then he got to deal with the embarrassment of, "Oh, you smashed." I don't think they're gonna get married either. I don't think they're gonna get married. I think they're gonna call the whole thing off so she can rebel against this like sense of perfection. But I think they're going to work on their relationship a little bit longer.
I don't think they should get married either, though.
No, she's not ready.
I think she postponed it. I think he's not ready either. I feel like when she told him she cheated, she just expected him to forgive her. And his thing was, you can't tell me that and expect me to just move on. You know, as if it wasn't a big issue. Like, you telling me that broke me down. I just didn't cry about it. So his thing was, I'm mad at you, and I think he had every right to be mad. Yeah. I think he fucked her because he like, it's still my fiance. I still love her, but I'm just pissed off. It was hate sex. I hate you right now. Let's fuck real quick. But I think for her to think, okay, because we fuck is cool. I'm looking like, no, you cheated. Like, you cheated on somebody who you say didn't do shit wrong, as far as we know. So it's weird. Like, you know, I wonder what she thought he would do. I was like, I wonder if she thought, okay, because it's Ola, of course he's gonna forgive me. Yeah. And then when he didn't, her world was shattered because what he usually do, he didn't do.
I don't know if I can say she thought he would forgive her automatically, but I think that it would have been different if he had just left versus fucking her and then leaving. I think that, you know, it's kind of like, you can't act like that's not going to throw a bitch for a loop. Because if you're really mad, then how can you fuck me right now? You know what I'm saying? But niggas is weird like that. I don't know. Something about their relationship is irksome to me.
Y'all see, she was still worried about the embarrassment. It's like, once she got over telling Ola, like, okay, I told you.
Don't tell your family.
Yes, but don't tell everybody.
No, don't tell your family. They already don't like her. The fuck? I would have felt the same way. Don't say shit to your family.
Yeah, I agree with that. Don't tell your family nothing, but she was more concerned about having the wedding canceled. So even if they stayed together and he didn't tell the family nothing, she would have been cool with it, but she would have been more so embarrassed about the cancellation of the wedding. I'm like, girl, you still ain't got it.
Yikes. Embarrassing. That's all I have for Miss Whitney. I'm looking forward to next season. I hope they get another one.
I think they will, because I think the show, I think enough people watched it and talked about it that it will, because Stars, it's on Stars, right? Stars don't usually cancel shows after one season. Now, if it was on regular television, they cancel shit quick. Usually on the movie channels or whatever, they give them at least 2 seasons and we be okay.
We gonna see, because they damn show canceled Lovecraft and some other stuff.
Well, no. Lovecraft was different, because Lovecraft, when I read it, Lovecraft, they said when they had a meeting with the actors and directors, they all decided to not do a second season. It wasn't canceled. They made the choice to not do season 2. Because I was pissed off at first. It was
based off of a book, and it was only one book.
Yeah.
Well,
so they all decided that.
The creator of the show uploaded some stuff on Twitter of what her plan was for season 2, and she said she couldn't share it with us.
Yeah, because they all decided to not do it.
Well, she just scored a big deal, so hopefully she can recreate something and do it over there. Okay. Good stuff, ladies. Let's go ahead and scoot on over to Married to Medicine, because this was a bit of a fool here, okay? As Scott decided to ambush the stage to run up on Contessa, because he heard it as though she was going through with, I guess, the separation when they were supposed to be in a space of working on it. I'm tired of Scott. I'm tired of this reunion. I hate they stretching it out to 3 parts. I don't like how he double talks and how delusional he makes her feel, as if what she feeling ain't real. Like, no, that's like, look over here. No, it's over here. Like, I don't like that energy that he brings to her. Like, he is so foolish, and I'm just really sick of it. I don't know what to tell Contessa, but I think Contessa needs to go and get this divorce. I think she should have just went ahead and took the time herself and had the separation, which is why I think they said because Quad asked the question about why did she really go to Tennessee. I think she really went to Tennessee to not file the legal separation, but to be separated from him, to give him time to see what it's going to be like to not have her in his life. But I think she probably should just move forward with it, because a lot of things he says just is not making sense. Even Andy was confused. What are y'all thoughts about Scott and Contessa?
Fuck both of them. Fuck Scott. Fuck Contessa. Fuck the marriage. I'm so sick of them too, because I'm like, we see what's going on, how it's all bullshit, but on social media they act like ain't nothing wrong. So I'm like, I can't get invested in the show no more for them, because there's no consistency. I feel like with Quad and Greg, when they was going through shit on, like, it was going on in real life, but I'm like there was I think Jackie said, like, you'll say, like, on Tuesday, I'm so sad he ain't shit, but on Wednesday, y'all happy-go-lucky on trips. So I feel like it's the inconsistency for me that I'm like, until y'all figure that shit out, I don't care. Scott ain't shit, but Contessa know he ain't shit, and she won't leave him, and she wants people to hate him, but she also wants him as her husband. I'm like, girl, I'm over them. I'm so over the bullshit of Scott and Contessa.
It's giving Karen and Zach or something.
JayLee, you changed what I was thinking. You brought up some really good points. So this episode, when I seen Contessa like enraged, I really felt bad for her, because I feel like she really is a victim in the situations that she's in, but she can actually pull herself out. And I feel like you brought up that really good point, especially when they were up there telling her stop faking like everything is good, and she hollering at her friends like, well, don't y'all want me to manifest a happy life? And that shit irritated me. I cannot stand an MFer who you know is really going through something, but they post on social media like you living your best life. You cannot manifest that through social media. That's called saving face and really trying to stunt in front of everybody. That's not manifesting, Contessa. So yeah, it's definitely it's definitely fun. It's something about Scott, to me, he's starting to show a lot of those dangerous qualities. And I don't mean like in the physical dangerous, but I mean that's somebody who will literally mess up your mental and diminish you until you're so small that you can't think, or you think you can't leave. And I feel like that's what Contessa's getting into, because he acts like all of her feelings are invalid. But then he tried to play her by making her feel bad at the reunion, announcing that they were going through a separation. So that's that stuff where Contessa's like, everybody's making me feel like it's my fault. So one, you'll treat her like shit, but the moment that she says she gonna leave you, you try to expose her as the bad guy in front of everybody like you didn't know about a separation. And then the last thing is him talking to Andy. Like, I don't get it. You're saying things that don't make sense in front of everybody. Everybody's clocking you on your shit, and you still continue to sound crazy. Whenever Andy said, do you respond to the DMs? He said, I might say damn or oh shit, but it's not ooh baby baby. Man, you ain't that old. You know what a DM is. You know how it goes down on Instagram. That dude needs help. Contessa, he's worked her mind to the point to where it's so small, she ain't gonna leave. She gonna keep stunting on Instagram.
I feel like, even though I agree with all of that you just said about Scott, Contessa pissed me off, because I was like, you, first of all, not only do you tell your friends all your fucking business, but you want them to speak for you. And that shit aggravates the fuck out of me. Because when they get up here and they telling you to stop playing with them, well, don't say that because they always blame the women and da-da-da-da. Bitch, if you're going to sit in it and be unhappy, sit in it and be unhappy and stop complaining about it. Okay? Because in one moment you're saying, I know it's not about me and I'm just going to have to be unhappy. You know that's bullshit. You know that's bullshit. But if that's what you want to believe, sit there and deal with it and shut the fuck up. Okay? Like that's what everybody's telling you. Okay? Because you want everybody to be sad for you while you're sitting in it, but you're choosing to sit in it. And then when people tell you you don't have to sit in it, you get mad and say, my daughters and my kids, I have 3 kids. Your kids will probably be better serviced by a happy parent than one that is miserable as fuck, trying to hold it together. Meanwhile, you running off and shit, trying to get away from this nigga. I don't care that your kids were heartbroken. They're going to be heartbroken by finding out their parents are broken up. You get them in fucking therapy and eventually they'll be all right. But you don't stay married to somebody who is emotionally abusing you, because that's what he's doing. All of that, oh, I was just lying. I was mad. So I lied and said that I had a female therapist. I didn't have no female therapist. Nigga, why would you say that shit on national television? Not only to hurt that lady, but it's to embarrass her. And it act like it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, you crazy motherfucker. Because if she would have done that to you, look at the way your squad then circled the fucking reunion stage to have your back, because y'all thought that she was saying that she was divorcing him without telling him first. And y'all gonna sit up here and act like it was wrong for her to be like, nigga, what are you talking about? No, Scott is crazy, and Contessa is even crazier for being the woman that she is and dealing with that shit.
Well,
what I thought was confusing was the only part when I didn't get if Contessa and Scott had already discussed the separation. She had already filed. He was already served. I didn't get why she made Quad say it, because at first we thought like Quad said it because Scott didn't know. That's how part one ended. So when it came out that Scott knew, Contessa knew, the kids knew, I'm not with Contessa. Why the fuck why would you making Quad say shit? So to me, I did feel like if he didn't know it, because to us we thought he didn't know it either. I get why he was confused, because I'm looking like Contessa should have said it. There was a reason for her to make someone else say, well, her and him had already. That's why I'm like, they both full of shit.
And I don't think he was confused. Contessa is scary. Like, she's afraid of Scott. So, and she also knows that she's not going to leave. So that's why she always makes an effort to get her friends involved in the bullshit, because she knows when she get home, she going to agree with whatever he says. And, well, babe, I just went to them. They just took what I said the wrong way. Yeah, and he wasn't surprised either. They're in a very, very, very toxic cycle, because the level of mind games that they play, they remind me of Gone Girl. Y'all seen Gone Girl?
Mm-mm.
They remind me of.
I did, and I read it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they the crazy ass couple that deserve each other.
Yikes! I want her to leave him because he's too rich.
I want them to leave each other. I want them to leave and separate on Tuesdays. I just want them apart, because Scott's fucking crazy, but so is Contessa, and they both be on bullshit. And I'm looking like, why don't she leave? I don't think she's scared of him. I think Contessa is happy in that toxic shit, because if she left for a year or two on her own in school, she literally left him. I think because he didn't chase her. Fuck, I guess I'll go back. Because she said, I left to give us space to be separated. So you left him.
She just don't want to really, honestly, I think she don't want to have to start over for real. And then starting over with all those kids. I think that's what it is. But in Contessa,
and really splitting everything apart is different than just leaving and coming back.
And in her defense, like, she does want therapy. And if he's not willing to do that, like, it's like, where can you go? You can't go nowhere. So he has to. The
Holiday Inn, the Marriott, the Courtyard, a new apartment, a new state.
He's convinced her
the Jackie house.
He's convinced her that if they break up, it's her fault, and she don't want to be that person to her kids.
I think her friends have too. That's what she said.
Yeah.
Because I think they have a different view of Scott, and I think Scott makes sure they have a different view of him based on how he acts in front of them versus how he is behind the scenes. Because when the season first started, I was advocating for Scott, but now as it progresses, I see this man is a fool.
The kids don't need more therapy with them being together when they were separate. The things them kids is probably having to deal with in their house just because mom and daddy both on bullshit. They're gonna be fucked up. They're gonna be fucked up adults based on, because it's like Scott and Contessa cannot be. And I don't want to talk about their parenting, but I feel like the decisions they're making as husband and wife are affecting their children, because your kids are seeing this shit between y'all two. Like, even the whole thing about daddy, girlfriend, or whatever, your kids should not be involved in anything y'all got going on with the bullshit of it all. Like, y'all are really fucking y'all kids up because y'all won't just fucking separate.
Yeah. And switching gears to Jackie, I just want Jackie to understand the error of her ways. To this day, she still feels like she did nothing wrong to Buffy, and she wishes Simone would have had her back. And I'll never understand that, especially as her being an OBGYN and understanding how sensitive infertility topics are. I just think that was just unfair and just on the fact that you were wrong and y'all work.
You know what's crazy, Jamie? I really think she knows she did something wrong, but I feel like she still feel like Simone should have supported her regardless. That's what's more fucked up. I think Jackie fully know, at least now, maybe not in that moment, I think now she fully know how she treated Buffy was fucked up. I think her real issue is you support Toya through her fucked up bullshit, and you wouldn't support me through my fucked up bullshit, and that's her issue. But I feel like Toya is a fucked up person. When Toya do bullshit, that's just Toya. You don't usually act fucked up, Jackie. So that
and
was
when has Toya done something? Toya doesn't do anything to this magnitude in her life, let alone can make a mistake to this magnitude in her life. You know what I'm saying? Like Jackie is a doctor for all of these women and for, vaginal health and all of this shit. And you've been through this yourself. So that's why even more so it's fucked up that you did that and you act like you don't understand that it was fucked up to say on a microphone, Buffy, you understand you're infertile. Bitch, I don't know half of these people in this room. What is wrong with you? Right. Like for her, I think I almost feel like you did that shit on purpose. And whenever Heavenly says, oh, Jackie, I don't believe that. Jackie did that shit on purpose. I don't know why, but I feel like you know exactly what the fuck you were saying when you said it. Okay. And after the fact, you wanted people to not be bothered by you doing it because you're Dr. Jackie and everybody's supposed to kiss your ass.
And I feel like the same way she feels that Simone advocates for Toya, I feel like, in my opinion, Jackie does the same thing for Heavenly. That's the issue. And it's crazy how they so similar when it comes to Jackie and Simone that y'all really got the same issue. That's so crazy.
I don't think that I meant to continue that thought, but Toya doesn't do anything this bad as far as I'm concerned. She's annoying. She bitches out. She's rude. Fine. But Jackie is like pretending to be the good guy and really does outlandish, hurtful shit and then expect people to be like, oh, that's Jackie. That's not what she does. But bitch, that is what you did. That is what you did. And you didn't apologize for it, but you wanted Simone to apologize for you, or at least put it out there that's not really who you are. I still don't agree with that. That's why they're not cool, because Simone is not willing to bend on that because she wasn't wrong. You were, and you want her to change how she feels about that, and she's just not going to. And I don't think that she should.
I agree with y'all 1,000%. Because when I was listening to the apology or the explanation, I was waiting on Dr. Jackie to say, even though I was wrong, you didn't back me the same way you backed Toya. She never wanted to say, like, that's exactly why she was jealous, because she wanted her to back her in her wrongness. She explained everything around that, but didn't say that's what it was. So, I mean, whatever. I think it's dumb. So Dr. Simone shouldn't have to speak on that. Her being a doctor as well, she probably didn't even want to side with that. Like, nah, keep me out of it. That's some bullshit.
Oh, and that's because Buffy said that Simone was her doctor, not Dr. Jackie. So if you knew this information, who told you this information?
That's why.
Okay.
I think Buffy said they had talked about it off camera, but it wasn't like a full, like, everyone knew situation. So I do think she mentioned it, in passing. But I'm like, Jackie, you still do that. You were dead ass wrong. And somebody brought up how Toya brought up how Mariah kids wasn't like Aiden's biologically. And that's something that she did too. So I do think that's on the same level as speaking on someone's personal, shit that you may not want up there. But I feel like what Jackie did it in front of a whole crowd of people at an event, like as if it was nothing, as if it was like not a big deal. And when Buffy told her how it hurt her, Jackie kept like it was. I'm like, well, why are you on the defense so tough? That part I didn't get. I was like, it just didn't make any sense.
I just saw a good question. Somebody said, wasn't Toya the one in season 1 who exposed Mariah's information about her daughter? Was it? Are they referencing Mariah's daughter finding out that her husband wasn't her biological dad? Do y'all?
I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yes,
that.
like-
So excuse me. That is
Yes,
just
and I was just
fucked up.
saying, yeah.
But did
That's what I
Simone
just
back
said,
her
yeah.
in that? Because that was the first season.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Did Simone back her?
And did she back? I think most of that happened at the reunion. It wasn't like a part of the show because it happened like towards the end. But they addressed it, and no one felt like Toya was right. But Toya also didn't like defend herself. She just said like, "Well, I heard it and thought she knew," but she didn't like do like Jackie did, was like being defensive about it. If I can remember correctly.
People are saying that wasn't a secret. Like people knew that that wasn't Aiden's daughter. So it's like, why people love to do that on reality shows. Everybody will know something, and somebody that says it on a reality show, they like lose their shit as if everybody in the neighborhood didn't already know that.
Yeah. Let's switch gears. Let's switch gears to Love and Hip Hop ATL. So Erica Mena finds out that she is actually pregnant and she's afraid to tell her weak ass husband, Safari. I felt bad for her in that moment. Obviously, she's been, to me, depressed. And, you know, a lot of people during the time of, you know, the pandemic and COVID and stuff, a lot of people ended up being depressed. But she's at home with this baby. He out here living his best life. And she's afraid to tell this man that she's pregnant. Girl, some part of me was like, if I'm married to you, you my husband, I couldn't fathom being afraid to tell my husband that we are about to have another child. That's messed up. So I definitely feel for Erica in that sense. When it comes to Mendeecees, I don't feel like Mendeecees really should have went to Kentucky with Yandy. Now, I understand that everything went well, but how you going to take, your man just got home to his kids. How you going to take your man up there and risk his freedom just to, you know, advocate for, you know, I understand the, you know, Breonna Taylor and stuff. I understand that. But at the same time, I don't know if I would have felt comfortable risking that. Okay. And I don't think that should be something that they make a habit that every time Yandy goes out to protest that Mendeecees should go, but he wanted to go
because they started the show.
Go ahead, Bobby.
He only went because they started the show. She didn't win a whole bunch of times and he ain't never went with her.
Facts.
I think it's okay for him to go to the state, but not go to the pro. I feel like you want to be there in case you get arrested. You're a husband. So I had no issue with him going to Kentucky, but I'm like, why he at the pro? Like, why he that old? Like, why he at to be? No, I might go home, sit down somewhere. I like how he wants to be around because of the show too, but I don't get why Yandy wanted him there. So that part to me was weird. But then for Safari and Erica, it's hard for me to 100% feel bad for Erica because I feel like y'all were already having issues, you know, beforehand. And I feel like because you knew how bad he was with the daughter, I just wish she would have attempted to not put herself in a situation to have a second kid with a deadbeat, basically. Just to protect her own. Because, again, you now have a second child and he gone somewhere. And now you're left at home with two kids, one who was in the NICU because he on some fuck shit. So it's not that I don't feel bad for her, but I wish she would have made better decisions when you saw who he was before the second pregnancy. I also feel like she knew she was pregnant and she didn't want to accept it based on being depressed, based on him not being shit and things going on. So I feel bad in that sense. But at the same time, Erica knew full well at that point Safari was not a good husband, not a good father, and on there he was childish. So I feel like she should have just like left his ass alone entirely.
So for me, I don't think Mendeecees should have went to the protest at all. I think that was a dangerous situation for him to be in. He said something like, "I just got to keep my eyes open, and if things go crazy, I know to get out the way." But the thing is, you don't understand that these people will target you, knowing that you are Mendeecees, knowing that you just got out of jail, so they can send you back to try to prove a point to Yandy. So I don't think that was smart. I think it was brave, but I don't think it was smart. Erica, I think she knew she was pregnant, just like y'all said. But the thing is, she's already almost 6 months pregnant at this point. So maybe 6 months before that, things weren't as bad as they are now. Safari is childish AF. I think it's just a snowball effect. Y'all got together. The foundation wasn't heavy. Y'all was together on some trying to be cute shit. And things just start snowballing, just like we said last week.
The only thing I don't like y'all saying about not sympathizing with her is because regardless to knowing he was childish, the baby's here and it's still his kid. And he still found himself on the other side of the fucking, Gulf of Mexico, instead of being close by to his wife and child. And regardless of the second child, you wanted the first one. You asked for the first one. And the first one is with her mom instead of being with you, while her and the baby are in the hospital and the baby is in NICU. You will never get me to not feel bad for her, because I don't give a fuck how much bullshitting somebody is doing. Nobody is signing up to go through that by themselves when they marry a nigga. Yes, wasn't the strongest foundation, was built on bullshit. He's a dickhead. She's a bitch. That's all true. But y'all are two grown ass people, and Safari is 40 years old. You are just now having 2 children at 40. And you mean to tell me you can't man up long enough to stay with your fucking baby while your wife is in the hospital trying to not die after your other child is in the NICU? Like, you will never make me not feel bad for her for that. And y'all can call it karma all you want to, but this is some other shit to me. And I want y'all to just blame Safari for it. Stop trying to blame Erica fucking people when she was in her 20s and all of that shit, because at the end of the day, they are 2 grown people that had sex and had a second child in the confines of a marriage. That child is still his responsibility. Whether he likes it or not, she is his responsibility, because that's still his wife. So to me, I'm just tired of people finding ways to let him off the hook, at the same time villainizing her for what we know about her, as if anybody deserves to be in a situation like this when they, in the hospital and shit, and they nigga out there in Jamaica doing stupid ass dance moves online, telling y'all how he's happy to ignore that his wife is at home in the hospital. And then, y'all, not only that, but the nigga trying to press charges against her for fucking up his shit. Like, what you thought was gonna happen when you left her?
So I just want to clarify. I didn't say I didn't feel bad for Erica.
No, I mean in the comments.
I just think they both effed up. Like,
I agree, they both are.
I think they both are. Yeah.
Nah, people was just like, you'll never get me to feel sorry for her. And I'm just like, I don't know how you could not. Like,
oh yeah,
with the baby in the NICU and shit. God damn.
But I think it can be a sad situation, and you understand her plight, but you still don't feel bad. So I think some folks is being extra with the bullshit. Yeah, I get that too. But I do think, like, for me, I think it's a fucked up situation. And like, period. She's in a fucked up situation based on him not being mature. At the same time, I'm like, okay. But I don't think it's her fault. I think they both play fault in what's going on right now.
I'm just saying, I don't think she's done anything bad enough for people to feel like she deserves this. Like,
but I think this is the thing. Preemies usually go to the NICU because they preemies. So I think, thank God, the baby's home now. So I feel like we don't know if the baby was sick in the NICU or just precautionist in the NICU, for one.
Doesn't matter.
But, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can still feel like, because a lot of moms have kids who's in NICU and it's just a precaution. So her plight may be just as easy as somebody, not easy, maybe just as standard as other preemies. And she just has to fuck her husband.
Baby though.
Right. I think for me, I'm not negating that. My thing is, we don't know what Eric and Safari have done to each other privately. We just know what he's doing publicly. And so, because he's doing the absolute most right now, he's a fuckboy completely. But I also feel like Erica has also put herself in this situation in one way, because she's not 100% innocent. I don't fully blame Safari. I say they both made missteps.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think we can all agree she's a bitch, he's immature, whatever. But she's still the one that's responsible for the children. She's still the one that's not throwing the children off on somebody else. Even when his ass was gone before she got this second baby, Who was at home making sure the baby was taken care of? Erica. Where's Safari? In the streets. So to me, I still feel like he's a fuck nigga, and I'm more disappointed in him than I am, feeling like, oh, I can't feel bad. No, nobody deserves to marry a nigga, them ask you to have a baby, and then now they decide they don't want none of this shit. What?
No. I think that's very unfair of him to act like that. Some part of me feel like he kind of like trying to punish her or something. I don't understand, but I mean, even if you take Erica away from the situation, you still got your children and you're not being there for your kids, which I think is ultimately, you know what I'm saying, just ultimately fucked up. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on to some more fucked up stuff. Let's go ahead and talk about SISTAS, okay? Fatima giving Zach a hard time. I don't like that. I understand, you know what I'm saying? He was over there messing with Kieran and stuff, but girl, you wouldn't even try to have a relationship for real. So I don't like how Fatima is moving with Zach. I appreciate the sex, that they did. I saw that Aaron gave Miss Karen some, so that was cool, even though he dipped out right afterwards. I really want Fatima and Zach to be a thing. So I want her to kind of like ease up and allow him to be a good guy to her. What else we got? Gary and Andy. I think Gary was on the phone or something like that. First of all, Gary's still upset about her having that night out with that dude. For some reason, he can't seem to get over it. But he over here on the phone and can't tell her who the hell he talking to and stuff. So I hope she cheats with the man that came to the office to have a sit down with her, the attorney. And what else? Oh, Jacoby talking about he finna file some charges on Sabrina because he's upset about him having to be laid off for some stuff that her dude did. And then it was one more thing that I cannot think of. Hopefully it'll come to me, but you guys can sound off about how you felt about last night's episode, SISTAS.
I love the fact that Zach really wants Fatima. And when he said, what happened when he was asleep? Like, we went to bed, it was good. He woke up, it was crazy. I don't mind her giving him a hard time to make him prove that he really wants her. But I don't want her to do it so much so that he, like, stops trying to get her. Because I want them to get married, have kids, build a house, all of that. I think Aaron leaving Karen after having sex was funny. And the fact that Gary was trying to make Andy jealous to make her realize how it's bad when you don't trust. I'm looking like you said, you would leave in the house with your wife and come fuck me at 4 a.m. So why would I not question you when you leave the house at 4 a.m.? It's like it doesn't make no sense. So that part was crazy to me. With Sabrina, I feel like Sabrina's getting her karma because you really fired Jacoby when in real life he was protecting himself from someone who came there because he was pissed at you. Like, had there been any other customer, I think, okay, yeah, he could have been fired because again, it's a random customer. But I'm like, your boyfriend came up there pissed off and fought the dude who he knew he was fucking. That's what actually happened. So the fact that Sabrina did not get her bosses, what actually happened was the client was upset, but she'll get fired. So I didn't mind Jacoby being upset. The issue I had was he tried to act like she was like wanting him. I'm like, no, you want her. Right. Like, it wasn't sexual harassment. That's not what it was. Y'all fuck, yes. It was inappropriate, yes, because she's your boss. But I did not like him trying to make it seem as if she purposely fired him for that reason. I'm like, that wasn't it. So that was my thing about it.
Yeah, and then he not only was he trying to protect himself, he was trying to protect you. Okay,
right.
Old boy was getting loud with you and stuff, so he was trying to have your back. But Sabrina pissed me off. She made me mad a bit with the nosiness that she had going on when it came to Zach coming into there. That bothered me so bad. And Zach was dumb as hell to put all his. That boy was
put $19,900. I'm like,
on one song.
I thought he would have put like $2,000 just to see if it worked because you already had $20K. But I do feel like when he said, I don't want to bake here because Sabrina or Marie said, that bitch nosy, she messing her hair. I'm like, no, her hair stank. So I feel like the fact that Sabrina should be fired because, again, you should not have even asked Maurice what he had going on because that's that man's business. You're not supposed to discuss the people shit between. I'm like, because that ain't her business. I'm like, where the cameras at? It gotta be on camera. Like, she should get fired.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah, that would be bad.
This episode, I feel this episode more than anything this week had me really hating the way that they over-sexualize Maurice as the gay character. Like, he always makes jokes like that. But this episode, I noticed it like back to back to back to back to back. I wish he had more layers to him. Y'all always making him the thirsty, stereotypical
trying to fuck a straight guy.
Great best friend character. I'm like, damn, come up with something new. Because by the end of the episode, I was like, damn, these jokes getting old and tired. And I know gay people probably tired of seeing their characters be so flat and written like that. Come on, give him a deeper storyline. So the way I feel about the Jacoby situation, I was afraid that Sabrina was going to be in there fighting for her life. The way that he looked when he pulled up to the bank, I was like, oh no, this looks bad. And then Fatima, I feel like she really has this blind loyalty to try to be friends with the women that she's trying to force herself to not want Zach. And it's like, girl, he's yours. You can have him. Like, take him. That's not Karen's man no more. And then I also have to talk about, what's the girl's name who worked at the airport? Her name started with a D.
Danny.
Yeah.
Danny, that's what I thought. That was wrong for that curly wig at the end of the episode. As soon as they flipped the wig, I died laughing.
But the wig she had on before was better than the one she changed into. I'm like, who asked for that?
I called it the Get It Girl airport wig because I feel like there's always a Get It Girl that work at the airport with hard ass curls. Like, why are the curls hard? It's supposed to be a soft style. Right. I feel like I'm tired of Sabrina. Like, if he kills her, I'll be happy. If Gary kills Andy, I'll be happy. If Preston leaves Danny, I'll be happy. I'm glad Karen got the dick from Aaron, but I also felt like, ew. I don't like Aaron. He works on my nerves. Fatima, girl, please, fuck them women. I know you letting them get in your head, but fuck them. He was one way with her, and he's another way with you. Use that and keep that going. Don't worry about them. They all miserable. Don't listen to them. And as far as Andy and Gary, like, that made me so mad that he actually wanted to call her jealous. I was just like, throw the whole nigga away. But you're going to keep being a glutton for punishment. So I'm waiting on a murder-suicide.
For sure. And just one thing that for me last night as I was watching, what came to my head is I'm tired of everybody having a mate and Maurice not. I'm like, can y'all introduce that? Because like Necey said, I'm sure the gay people are tired of like y'all writing their character that way. I'm sure they tired of just being the funny person on the show. Right. So when is he gonna stop making jokes about him actually having a sex life? When is he going to have one?
Him and Calvin need to just be together. I'm tired of this.
Yeah,
Calvin, you know you love that man. Just be together.
Dude, the one who Calvin brought up, the one who threw the check to Calvin, who I think that can be the start of something showing Maurice trying to help him, and then they kind of fall in love. But Maurice be funny sometimes, but sometimes it's extra. I'm looking like, I don't like.
That better not happen. That better not happen, because I'm gonna be mad at Tyler Perry for putting this gay man through this shit. First, you put the women through all of this struggle love shit. And now you're going to put Maurice through struggle love too. Maurice can't get a fully formed fucking human being with a job and common sense. Go to hell, Tyler.
Hilarious. And I hope that the 19,000 that Zach lost, I'm wondering and hoping if he's going to get that back at a later time. Okay.
I wonder if he really lost it.
Go back up. I'm about to say, watch that go up.
I think he saw it went down. He walked away, and had he stayed, it would say at first it went down, but look what happened! It went back up,
quadruple.
Because look, Gary got shot, didn't die. Karen got strangled, didn't die. I think we see these things where it looked like one thing. Yeah, it'd be something different. So I'm like, you're not gonna lose that money.
Gotcha. Speaking of money, come on, let's talk about the money, honey, and let's go ahead and switch over to Joseline's Cabaret.
Okay? Baby.
Joseline decided to let everybody know
where your dick be.
Right. She decided who she choosing for her performance. She chose Natural, Chanel Soul, who else was it? Lucky, and then it was Lexi Blow.
Lucky. Was it Lucky?
Yeah, it was Lucky.
Oh, over somewhere. Okay, yeah, over her.
When Yummy found out, she decided to use this opportunity as an opportunity to sneak natural. So not only did she sneak natural, she snuck Chanel So in the back, but I felt like Chanel So was handling her. She also goes outside to make a big fiasco of everything, acting like she was so hard, and I wanted somebody to hit the tag on her so bad, and they didn't. And then later on, we see the performance. Okay, the ladies performed, even though Joseline was irritated by the fact that they were late. She ended up giving the money away. She gave the money away to Chanel So. I think she picked the right ladies to be on her team outside of Chanel So, but I really genuinely believe she gave Chanel So that money, number one, because when nobody was gonna expect her to get it. Number two, she may be somewhat jealous of the other ladies. And number three, I think she wants Chanel So to use that money on her body to get it fixed. Those are my thoughts about it.
Yeah, natural should have definitely won. Just saying.
Yummy P ain't shit. I feel I was the most aggravated with her because when she went outside being rah rah rah, I felt like I fought. You didn't fight anybody. You attacked two people who did not see you coming. So that wasn't what it was. And if you felt like Joseline wanted you to fight, okay, fight natural when she was standing up looking at you. The fact that you waited until she was on, like, bent down and like over. She's so stupid. The fact that she was trying to keep my thought process. The fact that she was trying to fight natural while natural was like on the ground, to me, I'm like, you ain't shit. And even to attack Chanel on us, I'm like, she wasn't even. It was. They should beat Yummy at the reunion. Period. Like she.
That's the only reason I'm showing up.
Yes, Bonnie, because I was not planning on watching the reunion, but I feel like Yummy's life is at danger. And when I seen her in the preview for a split second, I said, she showed up. They gonna have to have her.
Danger, girl.
Ooh.
And for Chanel, I felt like Chanel. I like the reason Joseline said she picked Chanel. To me, it did make sense because I do think
Chanel.
Chanel.
A big belly hoe. You're the drunk big belly hoe. That's
and
why.
she still did a good dance. So I like that reason. Like to pick natural, who was an actual dancer, trained dancer, or to pick Lucky, who was on season 1. I think you picked the person who had the biggest transformation, who could use the money the most. So I liked that reason for it. And Chanel did look better in the confessional when she won the money. So I think she did something to herself, though.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. That makes perfect sense, like what y'all said. But I think Joseline wanted the wow factor. Like, ooh, yeah, I gave the money to her. But in my mind, I was like, Lexi Blow is going to get the money. Just because she came in the house, she danced, she had the sex appeal, didn't get in no drama, stood on her own. So I was like, Lexi Blow is going to win. But for her to give it to Chanel and then say Chanel was scary and all this other stuff, I was kind of feeling like, damn, Joseline, you really going to drag this girl to the damn ground. And
she was a big belly drunk hoe.
She dragged them all the time.
It was a follower. And yeah, she gonna stand beside you for her 10,000. I was like, shaking my damn head. But I'm happy for Chanel.
Yeah. You got anything, Bonnie?
Not really. I mean, Joseline is crazy and a narcissist, and probably didn't pick anybody that was worth having because she don't want anybody to be better than her in her own cabaret because she knows she's not that good at dancing. She's good at pole dancing. She's not that good at ground dancing, okay? And what I mean by that is, like, if you could actually dance, then you would be dancing to rhythm. She don't dance to rhythm, if y'all notice. Like, I don't know what like, what was this? Why was this at Ghetto Fantasy? Ghetto Fantasy.
Like, she can't do no choreography.
She can't do choreography, JayLee. She cannot do choreography, but she know how to pole dance. When she climbed all the way to the top of the pole and she was picking her leg up and down I was like, bitch, I know that's hard. I was like,
she showed her skills.
Applause. Mm-hmm. But you know what? That's all you know how to do, bitch. And you mad when somebody come into the room and can do what you do and can do real dancing. And that's how Natural showed up. And that's why she wasn't ever going to give it to her. And another thing is, Lexi Blow did do better. Like, Lexi Blow definitely should have been one of the top people to win over Chanel, who you still called a drunk big belly hoe in front of everybody after you was giving her the money. It didn't make any sense. I was like, you gotta dress the girl down. Like, you're like, let me pat myself on a fucking back because I did this shit. Like, no, bitch, it's about Chanel right now. What is going on? So I'm gonna be here, but at the end of the day, to me, Joseline is never going to actually obtain what she could obtain because she's still getting in her own way. You need to get you good girls. Get you a real show in Vegas. Open you a real strip club called Joseline's Cabaret and stop fucking playing.
No, you ain't never lied. Whenever we got to the last episode, this whole time I was thinking Joseline's Cabaret was an actual Vegas tour. And when they was like, all right, y'all ready to go on? And they sitting down in the lounge performing, I was like, this is what the Final Four was waiting for.
I wasn't surprised. But I want to see. I wonder what.
That's why it was only $10,000.
The rest of me went to the foundation to fix the hoes up or something. I don't know.
For season 3, I would like to see Sapphire back though. I think Sapphire should be the liaison between Joseline and the girls. I would like to see Sapphire back, and I kind of.
She is in charge of the girls for sure.
Say what, Bondy?
I said she's definitely in charge of the girls.
For sure, right? I think I wouldn't mind seeing Big Lex come back either. You know what I'm saying?
Security.
Security. I would say security.
Like her back. And then we're going to get everybody else because of the 4 girls. But as far as anybody from season 1, no. We already have the 2 people from season 1, Lucky and Sapphire. And let's move on. Those are my thoughts. So I'll be tuned in to season 3. I think this was a pretty good season for the most part. I enjoyed it.
It was. It got a little bit boring at one point, and I felt like that like do a little bit more. So I think they figured out what works and what don't work. And season 3 would be better.
For sure, I agree. All right, y'all. Speaking of singing and dancing, let's get into America's favorite show, which is Encore. Okay, let's run through just a few things that took place. So obviously, Lamisha was upset with Pam because Pam didn't speak her piece when they all had their argument the night before. Okay, so she apologized. That's fine. The ladies are downstairs trying to get the track list and everything together because they talked to Cedar. Cedar said, today is the day. Y'all about to have this listening party. Pull it together. They can't pull it all together because Cosign got some of the tracks. They ain't got all the stems to even be able to edit things that they need to have edited. Now, while they're over there trying to figure it out, you have the group members, the ex-group members coming in. You got Mila from 702. You got Kima from Total. Who else came through? I feel like that was nobody came to see Aubrey. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. So they didn't come. Cherish, the sisters did not come for them, but you had Jazzy Faye and another producer there. You had some other songwriter. Oh, Brandy came from Black to support Shamari, as well as Shamari's husband. So he came bearing gifts. So that was really nice of him. They played the music. Music sounded good. Everybody's enjoying it. You know who ain't enjoying it? That's Aubrey. Aubrey's not feeling it. She's sitting up there looking like a sour puss and looking very uncomfortable. She was ready for it to be over. She really did not like Pam's gospel song. For real. That really just sent her energy down to the ground. Now, afterwards, we see Aubrey having a conversation with one of the studio owners or something, telling him about the issues within the house, which I think you should not be doing that because it should be separate. Because when 702 were all together, Irish brought up house issues and Mila looking like, oh, I shouldn't be a part of this conversation. Like, I shouldn't be privy to this information. All in all, I think that everything is, good. You guys did great. Irish is upset because she only got 4 bars. I feel like Irish girl, shut up because you got in the studio real quick to make sure you sung all of those 4 bars. So much so that when your sister was showing her R's, you said it's okay. You're going to continue to move forward and you're going to do your part. And it's so funny that now you have the problem because you're taking on Aubrey's energy, but your sister over here like, I'm fine. I'm fine with the parts that I got. But okay, what else did we see happen? Later on, we see where Aubrey is feeling left out, isolated. I really feel like she kind of did some of this to herself because she couldn't get her way and get the ladies to think how she wanted them to think and move how she wants them to move. She ends up leaving the house. She says that, I feel like we haven't found our sound yet and we're not using our fullest potential. For me, I'm like, girl, y'all only been in the house 2 to 3 weeks. Like y'all ain't even been in the house that long to really find your sound. There is going to be some work that is needed for y'all to come together as a group. You should understand this process more than anybody, considering the fact that you were a part of Danity Kane. What else did I want to mention? Somebody else. So when they went downstairs, so the 3 individuals that's been helping them, Aaliyah, the choreographer, Cosign, the producer, and Cinnamon, when they got there, they let them know like, hey, Aubrey has left. Somebody said we may need another group member. That's what it sounded like. I think Shamari mentioned that. So it makes me wonder if I think I heard that. I could be wrong, y'all. Correct me. So she said it at the
She
end.
said it in the previews for next week.
Okay, gotcha. So that makes me wonder, as the show, because I don't know how many episodes, I think it's 8 or 10. Is that something they're going to use for the next season with the same ladies to bring in someone else, or if Carlos going to have a whole new set of ladies? And then at the very end of the episode, we see Felicia completely just snap off on Cosign. She's tired of him, his SHI. He hasn't been pulling his weight as a producer, so she decides to snap off on him because he just disregarded her track and decided to play his track. Even though I agree with all of the ladies that her track sounds way better than his. So everybody chime in and let me know y'all thoughts about the episodes.
I think that they mentioned the extra group members so they could give Keely an excuse to stop being a what they call a wallflower or whatever.
Yeah.
So with Kima and Pam, it was good to see them hug it out. But for me, I just wish that there would have been more logical or human explanation as to why you left and all this other stuff. Like, I can respect that you came here on assignment, but for me, I still need to logically add up 2 + 2 = 4. Like, okay, cool, and now we here. I hate whenever you have a conversation with somebody and you know they really don't give you an answer. But anyway, the other thing is Aubrey. For me, Aubrey is really, really playing this Karen victim role to the T. I said in my last video, both Elijah and Aubrey got on my nerves. One, because Elijah turned up off of a little bit of gossip to the fact he turned up to the max. Didn't want to admit to that. And then they get into an argument where I don't feel like he overly disrespected her, but Aubrey is, number one, embarrassed because she was expecting the women to have her back. And if you look at every scene and everybody Aubrey was talking to this episode, when she was talking to that director, she was talking about Elijah, but they edited it out. They only showed like the end where she was like, yeah, I was disrespected. He went in on me or something like that. So for that reason, I'm like, Aubrey, go home. I played that Beyonce clip in my video, like, hey, somebody can take your luggage to you, because I really did not care that Aubrey was leaving at all. And then once we got to the end of the episode, it was really hard for me to make a decision on whether Cosign was in the wrong or if the twins were in the wrong. It's one thing for Felicia's song to be better. But the other thing is, why didn't anybody speak up? Like Shamari. Shamari was speaking up when Cosign wasn't there dancing. But then as soon as Cosign's showed back up, nobody was speaking up. I also know that the twins have the ability to overstep, and they're using this as a platform to show that they can produce. So could it have been that he was slipping from the beginning, or could it have been that they always wanted to kind of do his job? I don't know.
I think that it's a little bit of both. But I feel like they chopped the shit up in a way that it made the twins look like they was tripping when really something probably was said. Because one thing I noticed is that last episode, they tried to make it seem like the twins was mad because Aubrey was saying that they needed a more upbeat track. But then once we get to this episode, she's calling all of the music mediocre. So you definitely said something about the music that made her go off like that. And then we get to this episode, and again, they have her popping off in the studio. But Cosign is very much giving that energy that Keely was talking about being misogynistic and calling her sweetie and calm down and all of this type of shit. When at the end of the day, like, you did cut off the track, and that shit was disrespectful, but they let your track play. Why did you need to point out to her that Shamari was moving around and shit? Because Shamari did that shit the previous night and still said his track wasn't as good as Felicia's track. She was doing like this. She was like, it sound off, right? And she was still doing all this and saying that it sounded off. So that wasn't a factor, okay? But it definitely made me feel like more was said that made Felicia be on that level with it at that point. And they just edited it up to where it didn't look that way. Because that's something that they seem to be doing throughout this show, is editing shit out of sequence and confusing the fuck out of us.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like I was watching Elijah, Cosign, and then the choreographer girl. They were on BT Live. I think it was last night, and the girl was saying that something else happens with Elijah and Aubrey, and how Aubrey put it out was not how it happened. So he wasn't even overreacting. So, but I felt that way anyway. I felt like Aubrey was saying shit about people, and he said, and also the girl said, he went to her because at that point in time, they were supposed to be in the studio. He went to her to figure out what's going on, how can we get you back downstairs, and that's when Aubrey was talking about the twins and all the other bullshit. So that was part one. So I always felt like Aubrey was talking shit and did not want to be held accountable for that. Now, with co-signing whichever twin, I felt like twin had an issue, period. I felt like they made a decision to use her verse. He didn't know that. So to me, him coming in and not knowing they want to use her verse, him saying that's the wrong verse, or that's the wrong version, was right. Because to him, the last conversation was his version. So I didn't see him doing that as rude. So I was wondering why she went on so bad. I felt like she wanted to pop off, and that was her reason to do it. They was also saying how supposedly the producer and the editor, the producer and the writer are only there once a week. So in between time, they were doing other things. They weren't in the house every single day. That's why they're cutting up stuff to make it seem as if they're a lot, and they're not. They come in once a week to work on what the girls were supposed to work on. So that's why they were saying when co-signer would say, okay, we need to work when we here because we only here once a week. Y'all can't not do shit when we here because we not back tomorrow. And the shit is cut up. So I feel like Twin had a reason to want her producing to be respected. But if you did not tell him, hey, we not using your version because we don't like it, you can't get mad at him for saying that's the wrong version, because to him it was. So I wish the Twin would learn how to properly communicate shit, because y'all are so talented, but y'all come off so fucked up, it ain't gonna help y'all. And people, it's one thing to be the producer, but you're the artist right now. You came on the show as the artist. Yes, y'all can produce, and that's great, and y'all are there to help. But you can't then be mean or rude to the actual producer because you've been doing more when he wasn't there. He don't live in the house. They don't live there. Y'all do. So I felt like it's a way to make shit not be so combative when they get there, because y'all been pent up frustration with the girls and let me go off.
It wasn't just that though. He also took that track that he was supposed to work on, and they didn't have a copy of it at all. So it was almost like you taking shit and then you're not working on it. You're not really helping us, but you know, making it harder for us to get shit done while we're here. And then you got the audacity to show up and feel like your record is the better record when you ain't really been working on shit. You ain't finished it. So I feel like their frustration was coming from him acting like he was better when he wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing.
Well, see, that's my question. JayLee, I feel like you answered my question. It was hard for me to make a call on this because it was so much context that was left out. How often is cosign supposed to be there? We don't know that. And then I also feel like him taking that track home wasn't by mistake. He probably took it home because the twins are definitely trying to use this as a platform to produce. So it was really hard for me to call it. That's like being the group project leader in something. You go on vacation for a day, y'all decide y'all gonna present one way, and when you get on stage, they presenting something that you had no clue was going on. So that's why at that point in time, I kind of felt bad for cosign in that situation, and I wish that the girls all would have spoke up on that and not just spoke up on him calling her shorty and this, because that definitely was passive aggressive. But it's weird, so much context left out.
I feel like I understand the twins a little bit more now. So everybody was complaining about how they were doing everything. So if these were their tracks, I'm gonna feel away too. Don't be taking my shit out the studio and don't be passing it as if you're doing all this great work when you're really not. Like, that's their stuff. He shouldn't be taking nothing. No stems, no nothing out of the studio if he wasn't the one that created the tracks. Because how it's being presented on the show, the twins are the ones that's doing majority of the work. That makes sense now why Felicia and Keely were like, no, she's the producer in this house, because she is producing the music when you're not there and you only come one day out the week. She's doing all the work. So, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm understanding the madness a little bit here. Okay. Well, we can go ahead and move on to some more madness, honey. Let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Potomac. Okay, what all do we have here? We got a new lady, Mia Thornton. Straight out the gate, I like Mia. Right off the bat, I think I'm gonna like Mia. We're gonna see the verdict's out, but so far Everything's good. Giselle and Jamal. Is Jamal coming? Of course not. Are we surprised? Of course not. She's saying that the reason that they're not together is because of COVID, although she was already in a COVID situation because he wasn't seeing her anyway prior to COVID. Robin blaming COVID as well. The reason as to why she's not having the wedding. But I understand her, I guess, as far as being depressed because she's been in the house all the time. So that's an issue there. Wendy, she definitely made the best use of her social distancing. Because she went and got that surgery done on that breast and that booty and was trying to play us when we knew you had them but flapjacks back there anyway. But it looked good, girl. So we ain't going to complain too much. We're going to go ahead and scoot over. Candace, new home, sold the old home. I'm sure her mama gave her some of that money, which I do not fault her mama on because that's what wealthy people do. Okay, gave her a coin so that she can go and get a bigger house. So shout out to that. And we get to see her stepkids on the show and they are adorable. So that's great. What else we got? Ashley and Michael. I cringe every time I see Michael. They're still out here going strong. Michael is trying to change his image on TV by being around the kids more. We all know last season, Dean was a your child, Ashley, not a my child, Ashley. Okay, take that baby wherever you go. Do not leave that child here. He lies to her and tells her that he's looking forward to the next child coming. America knows that that's not true. Okay, he's looking forward to it so you can be busy and he can get the hell on. But okay, what's next? Mia lying, telling us that she's 36. I don't believe it. She couldn't even get the numbers right on her husband and how much older he was than her. I'm like, Mia, you cute. Yes, you are. But I'm not believing the age that you're giving me. I'm sorry. I refuse. What else? Giselle and Karen pretty much face off at the end. Before we get to Giselle and Karen, Candace did not make it to Wendy's celebration, okay, of her new nipples and stuff. She did not make it. Robin feels as though Candace did not come because of Karen. I don't know 100% if that's necessarily the case because we saw the clothing and stuff on the bed. So it looks like she was going to go, but she ended up getting diarrhea, so she did not come. But we may find out that maybe, you know, she didn't want to be around Karen and it just so happens to be her look, but she got sick. Yeah, I am enjoying this so far. I'm really happy about it. Karen definitely needed a friend. That's another thing. Wendy and Karen are now cool. I feel like Karen had no choice but to get cool with her because if her good Judy didn't make it on the show, she was going to be out there by her lonesome. And this is the same woman that they said Karen was trying to get fired from the show last season. And now here it is, you're buddy with her. But that's how it works in reality world. And it seems like Wendy is eating from the pie of Karen. So they cool. We'll see how this is going to go. Y'all want to chime in and give me y'all thoughts on everything on the episode?
I'm going to say this. So, Wendy, your body looks great. It's great. You did not have to go at Mia's neck like that when she asked you what you got. It's 2021. You get surgery. You be honest about it. And you tell people who your fucking doctor is. And you stop tripping out. Okay? Robin is definitely depressed. I think it's because she has Contessa's problem. They won't be honest with themselves about who they really want to be with. And it's not a penis. Candace, I don't think Candace was scared to come and deal with Karen. Honestly, I'm wondering if she was still negotiating her contract during that time, and that's why she wasn't there. Karen, I'm glad you've shown up ready to read, but I'm gonna need for your makeup not to be so heavy. It's harsh. Giselle, why are you trolling us with those terrible fucking wigs that don't even give a semblance of scalp? Why are we going through this with you? Also, we know you and Jamal were never a real relationship. Trying to pretend as if you guys were having issues because of the pandemic is just foolishness and just bullshit. And then you're trying to blame Karen when we all know that those rumors about your man being a hoe have been out there since you put them out there years ago. So calm down. Ashley, I'm actually happy for her and Michael because, you know, Michael could have been on his last leg. He could have woke up one morning after orgasm dead. You know what I'm saying? And now he has family in the house, kids with beautiful noise. You know, I felt happy for him and Ashley on their scene because it seemed like they were, you know, happy to be like a family and shit. And Mia, So could you not do anything about the texture of your skin? Is it only the all of the extra? Like you can get something done to your clit, but you couldn't do something about the texture. And I'm not even fucking over you because I don't have the best skin all the time. But I went to the dermatologist and I got it fixed. So I was trying to understand how is it that we can get work done to our clit, but we can't do something about the texture of our skin. I don't know. I'm gonna let it go. But Accutane worked wonders.
I go from left to right. Well, my left to my right. Wendy, I'm happy she got the surgery that she wanted. I don't like how she had a whole speech to talk about why she did it. I think you wanted a new body because you had kids. Just say that. We didn't need the whole long, drawn-out dissertation. I don't care. I do think Robin's depressed, but I think it's because she's bored. She ain't got shit to do. And so she's like, I just think nothing to do, no reason to leave the house, and stuck in the house made her go crazy. Candace, I think they're trying to redo her image, bring them kids in, make me look like a mother, so that way, if anyone did not like me last season, this season, they don't have an old reason to not like me because I'm a mother now. I'm like, whatever. I love Karen, her fights, because I think Karen and Giselle fussing back and forth was amazing. I think Karen and Giselle and this natural frenemy feud is great TV because it's not fake. And each time they fuss and fight, it's for a different reason and also the same reason, but it's still always entertaining. So I like that. I love her saying that Giselle was a whore from Hamptons who was broke. And I'm like, I think it's true. Giselle, no one cares about your wig or your fashion or you and Jamal. I don't like how she's trying to make it seem as if because of the pandemic, that's what is the reason I'm like, no, y'all were never real. He did not want to be with you. And it gives a easy out to the stuff we knew already that y'all was not a real couple. I like Ashley and Michael now. She seems happy. Let's see if it lasts. I like Mia. I think Mia came in honest. It was like I had A, B, C, D, E, F, and G done. You can't read my own stuff. And I want to see why she threw food at Candace. I'm waiting for that moment. Because I'm like, she threw a whole fistful of salad in the face. I want to know why.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the same thing. So with Wendy's body doesn't look bad, but I still see her slithering everywhere. I still see her slithering everywhere now, just with titties and ass. So it's still very awkward for me because her frame is still boobs look great, but her frame is still so lanky that it's weird for me to see her with like an actual ass. She don't look bad though. The only thing about Wendy is like, girl, it's 2021. Ain't nobody having parties just because you got your boobs done. People get their boobs done, go back to work the next week. Girl, you should have just came with everything you got done. I've been like, okay, cool. It's the year of BBLs. People are having parties for BBLs, not titties. But anyway, good for you. Do what you need to do for you. Robin, as all of y'all said, she's bored. Her and Juan are not going to get married. At this point, I'm feeling like just go to the MF and courthouse if y'all are going to get married and call it a damn day. Candace, they're trying to save face for Chris because a lot of people were saying that Chris did not have a relationship with his children. So I don't think it's so much about making Candace look like a mom. It's about making Chris look more responsible. And I definitely thought that the kids didn't look black and white. The kids definitely look Mexican and white. And I was expecting to see some black kids in that house. Now, Karen, the argument with Karen and Giselle was funny. The only thing is I hate when they argue and they just start saying nonsense. Like, that was nonsense. And then the fact that she said you're a whore from Hampton University, Karen was just saying stuff because I'm like, Karen, you didn't even go to college, so you probably didn't even hear through the college grapevine streets. Like, you just making stuff up. Giselle, y'all know I love Karen. Karen is still my favorite. She be lying and making shit up. But Giselle, her weakness is anytime she lies, you can see it all over her face. It's like, you got to be a better liar than that. The fact that she tried to act disgusted and say, Jamal sees like 8,000 people a month. Well, not in this pandemic, he's not. And if y'all was together, he would have came to quarantine with you. So, girl, goodbye. She's just going to continue to try to be messy. Ashley, I have a love-hate relationship with Ashley. I love everything about Ashley aside from Michael. I don't think Michael is truly happy where he is. He don't even really seem attracted to Ashley when she's pregnant. She knew the assignment. You were there to be a trophy wife. And now that you're not, there's a strain. Mia. I like Mia, but you are not no damn 36. I will give her 42. There's no reason for you to have all that work done and only be 36 years old. You go from 30 to then 36. Like, girl, bye. She's lying. But I do like how open she is. And anybody who's usually open like that, they'll make for good entertainment.
Yeah. I agree. I like everybody's breakdown. I definitely agree with you, Necey, on people just saying stuff just to be saying it, because that was definitely Karen. when she called that girl a whore, I was like, now Karen, this lady didn't even call you out your name. She just said she gonna tell your truth, and you was losing the battle, and you gonna call this lady a whore. You was wrong for that.
She was nervous because did you hear how she said shut up? Like the first thing she said was shut up. She couldn't even.
I think because Giselle was calling her a drunk and a broke person and something else that Karen was saying, and they decided going back and forth. I'm like, Lord Jesus, I just laughed the whole time.
It was very, very
She had me when she said likewise. No, when she said the feelings mutual. When she said that, I was out.
The way she said, oh no, that'll never work, because we all know I can't stand Karen. I was like, oh, we going there. She said it out loud like,
because it came out of nowhere. I'm like, where did that even come from? Like, y'all, we weren't even talking about y'all. It was out, but they don't like each other. But it's a real disdain for the other one, and they both feed into it the whole time. I'm like, Lord Jesus.
It reminded me of that Tyler the Creator parody when it was like, why the fuck you bring me a birthday gift to my birthday gift at the birthday party? Have y'all seen that?
Yeah, I did.
And that's what it reminded me of. Just dumb stuff.
And I feel like Wendy, when it got some cheap chefs, that bothered me, the way she came out and she spoke on like what they eating. She didn't sound confident at all. And then it was the thumb in the bowl for me. I'm like, y'all ain't got no trays or nothing. Like, y'all ain't got a better delivery to give people their food. Like, that bothered me a little bit with no cell phones. Okay. But that's really it, y'all. That pretty much wraps up the Ooh Ladies First panel. I have one question as we are on our way out. Okay, ladies, I would like to know, what artists do you guys have on repeat?
Crizzle, Big Crit.
Jadena.
Oh, Big Crit. Jadena.
Let me go look and I can answer that question.
I look to Jadena like every day. I love his vibe.
So how many albums does he have?
3.
Which one are you on?
85 South to Africa, but I still like the Chief album, and wait, let me go because I was just playing them today.
Chief has Classic Man on it, right?
Yes. Okay. But I think so many people like him for that one song, but his albums are different, so I like it. I like it all. Like his newest, 85 to Africa. I didn't like Boomerang that much, but I like the Chief. You like the Chief? Yeah. Bondy said 85 to Africa is amazing.
For me,
I've never heard his music.
I haven't either. I heard it's good though.
Big Crit. Well, I don't listen to all his current stuff, but the same album where he had like Egyptian Cotton on there. So I can't remember the other songs, but that was
Live in the Underground. I think that's the one that one is.
Yes, I love it.
He has so many good albums, but the one that I listen to the most has to be the most recent, which is Crit Is Here and Forever Is a Mighty Long Time, Cadillactica, yeah. But
Lack.
Yeah, took your bitch, nigga. Yeah. Like, especially if you like somebody that know how to make shit to boom in your car. Yeah. Like, Crit is the best for that. So I play him when I'm working out or when I want to boom, like my Alpine act ignorant in my Jeep.
And I listen to more playlists than actual artists. Like I got 1,000 playlists. I'm like, but Jadena's the like his out. I'll do his albums all the time. Him and also LMA's album, the LMA album. I listen to that a lot. So I think those are my 2 highly played. But I'll be having this random ass playlist all the time with different kind of songs.
I like to be in my feelings. So I've been listening to Brent Fayez. He's a fuck boy, but he makes it sound so good. Gang Over Love, Dead Man Walking. I cannot listen. I can't get in the car without listening to that. And then anything her. And a new song who or from a new artist I hadn't heard of is 1 2 3 4 5 by Levin Cali.
I thought they got the name 1 2 3 4 5. I'm like 1 2 3 4 5.
Yeah, the name.
What's you counting?
The name of the song is 1 2 3 4 5.
The super sticker.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
But y'all should listen to him. Love his voice.
Yeah, y'all don't have to DM those names to me. We may have to make a Ooh Ladies First Panel playlist. Because now, I y'all know I'm crazy about Janae Aiko. If y'all don't know, y'all should know from my stories and stuff. I love me some her. So I be bouncing between her and Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
The latest album that Tiana has dropped, like I be like
the last one that she did.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Want This Pussy on it? Because I sing that all the time. Want this pussy? Want this pussy?
I think that's the album before.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I heard that on this one. Okay, guys. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're gonna go ahead and peace out and let you guys enjoy the rest of your night. Okay. Hey.